we welcome you to the Unidome on the campus of the University of Northern Iowa here in Cedar Falls. Back with you for more semifinal football on CRMLiveSports.com and CRM Live Sports as we get ready for a Class 3A semifinal this evening, as the winner will take on Harlan for the 3A state championship, as we get ready for number 2 versus number 3 as far as the RPI is concerned. The Mount Vernon Mustangs taking on the Humboldt Wildcats. And good evening from the Unidome at Cedar Falls. Scott Unash alongside Coach John Haggerty as we get ready for what should be a very entertaining game here tonight between two teams that have very, very good offenses, very, very good defenses as well. They're all this way, John, when you get to the semifinals, and should have a good one here tonight.
I think we'll have one of the best ones this week. In fact, there have been a few mismatches throughout the semifinals at all levels. I don't think that's going to happen tonight, Scott.
I don't think that's going to be the case tonight as well. Welcome in all the Mount Vernon folks listening in here this evening. We do appreciate you as we come your way on the Plum Supply Kitchens and Baths pregame show. And big thanks to Plum Supply, their showroom located 1716 Blair's Ferry Road Northeast in Cedar Rapids. Stop on by. Tell them and all our great sponsors here on CRM Live Sports, thank you for bringing you high school football and, of course, high school basketball coming up here in just a few weeks. And Harlan a winner, 49-35 in a shootout over ADM. Everybody thought that was going to be the case. Everybody thought it was going to be Harlan trying to defend their state championship. Now the question is, who will they take on? A Mount Vernon team that comes in unbeaten, coming off their second win over the Solon Spartans of 2022. A shutout victory in that one by a score of 17-0. It's a Mount Vernon team that likes to throw the football. They can move the football. They're number 3 in 3A, John, 361 yards a game. They are number 1 in Class 3A passing the football, and they throw it all over the place behind junior quarterback Joey Romberg.
Yeah, he's had a tremendous junior season for them, and it's going to culminate tonight here. Hopefully he can continue his past happy ways, because he's got a bevy of receivers to throw to. There's no one single person. He likes to spread the wealth. 7
receivers with double-figured catches led by a pair, Evan Brazzi and Brady Erickson, both with 44 grabs on the year. 24 touchdown passes to only 6 interceptions. That's a heck of a ratio no matter what level you're playing at, and Joey Romberg has accomplished that. Mount Vernon can also run the ball. They can do it with Henry Ryan. We know all about the Ryans that have come through.
The latest in the Ryan family to tote the pigskin.
Yeah, 783 yards and 10 touchdowns so far for Henry Ryan on the season. Mount Vernon can hit you with a whole bunch of people, and that offense is very, very potent. But they go up against the Humboldt defense, not too bad in their own right. They only give up 7 points a ball game, giving up 197 yards and only 92 passing, John. So there you go. There's your battle tonight. Who's going to win that?
That's right. Who's going to impose their will on the other team? They've got 40 minutes to settle it.
Yeah, and Mount Vernon trying to get to the state championship once again. They last time they were there was 2015, and incidentally enough, they played Harlan and had Harlan to the fourth quarter. We don't want to bring that up too much.
No, let's keep looking through the windshield, not the rearview mirror.
Indeed. 3 state championships for the Mount Vernon Mustangs, making their 26th appearance all time as far as the state football playoffs are concerned. Lance Peterson, he was here yesterday, as a matter of fact. He was helping out his dad, Butch Peterson, at West Branch. Hope that Lance has better luck with his Mustangs than Dad had with the Bears going up against Van Meter yesterday. But Lance Peterson, 139-58 over the years. And Mount Vernon, we mentioned 3 state championships, all under the legendary Jim Bellamy, 1974, 1993, and 1994. We'll take a break on the Plum Supply Kitchens and Baths pregame show. We'll come back, have more from the Unidome at Cedar Falls as we get ready for Mount Vernon and Humboldt. Back after this here on CRMLiveSports.com.
Plum Supply Kitchens and Baths, your home never looks so beautiful. Plumbing fixtures, a great variety. Transform your home with Plum Supply. Our kitchen designs are amazing. Our service is priceless. Plum Supply. Touch and see. Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
Looking for reliable and professional plumbing service in the metro area? Look no further than Evans Plumbing. From the smallest and simplest jobs to large commercial plumbing needs, Evans Plumbing will strive to exceed expectations by ensuring that all plumbing work is done to the highest of standards. Evans Plumbing uses only the highest quality parts and equipment to ensure customer satisfaction is guaranteed, and 24-hour emergency service is available. Evans Plumbing, 5070 18th Avenue Southwest, and at evansmasterplumber.com. Does your business need signs, nameplates, or name badges? Looking to recognize an employee, athlete, or student for a job well done, or promote your next big event? Letter Perfect in Cedar Rapids has what you need to identify, recognize, and promote. ADA-compliant office signs, industrial signs, full-color signs, dimensional letters, personalized plaques, and awards of all kinds, and thousands of items to customize with your company logo to promote your business. Letter Perfect, 5412 Centerpoint Road Northeast, and online at letperfect.com. Back with you at the Unidome in Cedar Falls. Scott Udash, John Haggerty with you as we get ready for Mount Vernon and Humboldt to see who will take on the Harlan Cyclones in the Class 3A State Championship. Of course, we'll be back here on Thursday night as the Xavier Saints will look to take on Council Bluffs Lewis Central. We'll have that game for you at 6:45 coming up on Thursday night. The rematch of the Class 4A State Championship, and we'll see if Mount Vernon can get there as well and try for their 4th state championship. Take a look at Humboldt, John. Will Orness is their quarterback and has split time as well with Joshua Thurm, but it's going to be Orness that's going to be getting the start tonight. 62% completion percentage for just under 800 yards. He has thrown for 8 touchdowns this year, has thrown 5 interceptions. This is a team, though, John, that likes to run the ball first, and they've got a good one with Lance Kuhn, a junior running back, over 1,500 yards, 21 touchdowns, and he gets 7.4 yards per carry for this Humboldt team. They go on a one-back look.
He's a breakaway threat to be sure. Not the tallest guy in the world, but I'll tell you what, he's fast. He's got great balance, quick feet, and he's not afraid to put his shoulder pads into you either. He's a tough runner for junior.
Corey Detman is the leading receiver for this Humboldt team, 29 receptions for 448 yards, and he has secured 4 touchdowns this year. Humboldt coming in at 10-1. They are making their 16th appearance in the state football playoffs. They did win a state championship. They accomplished that back in 2006. Derek Ellman is their 5th-year head coach with a record of 32 wins and 18 losses. As far as this Humboldt team is concerned, he is making his 2nd appearance in the state football playoffs. It's not a team that's going to wow you offensively. They played a lot of close games. 292 yards is what they average as far as total offense per game is concerned, averaging 27 points per ball game. But they have 5 shutouts in their 11 games this year. They hang their hat on the defense.
They do. They have been rock solid defensively, limited the number of scores, as you just said, statistically. But more so, I think that if you take a look at any of the tape of Derek Ellman, their head coach, he is a fiery young coach, and he likes to have his guys playing with great emotion, and they're an emotional bunch. They play emotional football, Scott, and that's one of the reasons why they've got such a good defense. But in addition to that, they limit the amount of mistakes that they make. They don't turn over the ball. They don't cause a lot of penalties to be flags thrown against them. So that's why they're solid, is because they've been executing so well.
Yeah, they really have been, and they've played a very tough schedule, including 4A playoff combatant Webster City. They also played North Polk, Gilbert. Their only loss was to Nevada, 16-8, but that was the 4th of a string of 4 really tough games in a row for this team.
And they avenged that loss, I believe, in the playoffs.
So they are definitely getting things in the right direction. They beat Independence 34-26 in the quarterfinal in a high-scoring affair over in Humboldt. which was a rematch. In fact, Indy and Humboldt played the last 2 years in the playoffs.
In the quarters as well. And so, yeah, that was an emotional game, too, back and forth. And they outlasted Indy on that particular one. And so I know they're excited as can be to be here tonight. And that's why I'm so excited about this matchup, because I think you've got two teams that are just really going to put on a good show for us tonight.
Yeah, they are. And I think if you're a Mount Vernon fan, we'll get your keys coming up here, John, in just a moment. But the higher the score, I think the better off you are if you are Mount Vernon in this football game.
I absolutely agree. Humboldt wants to limit with that great defense they have. That's what their modus operandi has been all season, is keep the ball in the offense's hands for the Wildcats and let the defense get off the field. And that's why they've had so much success to date.
We'll get to our keys coming up in just a little bit. Let's take a look at our starting lineups for tonight's semifinal in Class 3A. They are brought to you by Evans Plumbing. From the smallest to large commercial needs, as well as 24-hour emergency service. EvansMasterPlumber.com at 5070 18th Avenue Southwest in Cedar Rapids. The starting lineup for Mount Vernon, they will go with the left tackle, Tamian Gore. She is a junior. The left guard is Tristan Lashley, number 72, a senior. Clayton Flack, two-way starter. He will be the center for Mount Vernon. The right guard is Andrew Heck, a junior. And the right tackle is a senior, the captain, co-captain, Brad Visicel. The quarterback, Joey Romberg, the junior, with just gaudy numbers so far this year. 203 for 316, 64% completion percentage, over 2,300 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions for Joey Romberg. Henry Ryan is the senior tailback. Ryan with 783 yards coming in to the contest here this evening. Going to see all kinds of folks lining up at the wideouts. Going to start with Caden Stimmel at the flanker spot, Evan Brazzi at the Z position. You've got at the X position Brady Erickson. Also going to see Holub in there. You're going to see Jensen Meeker get some pass catches as well. So Mount Vernon will throw it to anybody at any time, and that is their starting offense. For the Humboldt Wildcats, they will go with at the wideouts Trevor Beach and Corey Detman. Kale Conklin is the starting tight end. Left to right across the front. At left tackle, it'll be Peyton Weirs, Cale Newell at left guard, Evan Huntermark at center. Christian Lee and Tayton Lohaus will be on that right side. Will Orness is the quarterback, 6 foot, 165-pound senior. The lead runner is Lance Kuhn. Lance Kuhn is a 5'8", but 185-pound junior with over 1,500 yards on the season. They do have an H-back, and that is Mason Van Pelt. He's a 5'11", 175-pound sophomore. That gives them a little bit of a change of direction and a change of pace, if you will. So those are your starting lineups. They are brought to you by Evans Plumbing. Getting closer and closer to kickoff between Mount Vernon and Humboldt. Both teams behind their doors of their locker room, getting ready to bust out of there as soon as they're given the go-ahead by the folks here in the Dome and the Iowa High School Athletic Association. So we got a moment to talk about our keys to tonight's game. They're brought to you by the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building Trades Council, representing 18 building trade unions up and down the corridor. Apprenticeships are available, and visit them online at cricbt.org. And what are you looking at for the keys tonight?
Well, let's go with some keys on offense and some keys on defense to be sure here. We'll start with the defense, which, of course, I always do, Scott.
You have to.
Defensively, the Mustangs really have to key on Lance Kuhn, the all-purpose running back that does it all for the Wildcats. They want to limit the touches to him. If they can take him out of it, especially on first down, that's going to be a huge defensive key for them tonight. Offensively, you really want to see your quarterback, Joey Romberg, spread the wealth. And he's been so successful at that this year. You know, he's got 4 receivers almost in every play, and he wants to get the short passing game going. He wants to get the intermediate and the long. That's what they've been so good at, and is what tests the secondary for those oppositions so well, is they never know, where's Romberg going with this? Am I going to have to cover deep, intermediate, short? And that's what makes it so tough. And then their offensive line, Scott, they've got to keep Romberg clean. If they can do that, Romberg will take care with his receivers. They'll take care of the rest. And that is what's going to prove to be the keys to the successful game they may have tonight.
Those are your keys to the ball game. They are brought to you by the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building Trades Council as Mount Vernon making their way out onto the field turf. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the opening kickoff for this one between Mount Vernon and Humboldt. Back after this on CRM Live Sports.
The MLB, the NFL, the NHL. What do these three have in common? All three professional leagues have a chiropractor full-time in every team. Professional athletes use chiropractic care to perform at their highest level. Let the team at Spinal Corrective Center help you play at 100%. Sports chiropractic care is the next level. Chiropractic care improves body function, reaction, and improves player longevity. Call Spinal Corrective Center today at 393-3996 and see Drs. Kretzinger, Kuehl, and Henick and experience sports chiropractic care to perform at the next level. Spinal Corrective Center, 3800 Rapids, and at spinalcc.org. The Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building Trades Council represents 18 building trade unions in the corridor. Each union provides skilled workers for construction projects throughout the area. Union workers are highly skilled professionals who are determined to better their communities. The building trades unions are always looking toward the future. Training in registered apprenticeships is available. Visit their website at cricbt.org for more information. The Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building and Trades Council, committed to getting the job done right the first time. Attention athletes and weekend warriors. Want to be the best that you can be? CMF Kinesiology can help. Chris Fashier, a competitive distance runner and swimmer with a Master of Science in Kinesiology, will lead you in your wellness and fitness journey. CMF Kinesiology is a functional movement, sports conditioning, and orthopedic rehabilitation studio in Cedar Rapids, working with the general public and athletes to improve movement quality, physical prowess, and overall wellness. So whether you are looking to better yourself or seek physical rehabilitation, look to CMF Kinesiology, 3800 River Ridge Drive, Northeast Cedar Rapids, and at cmfkinesiology.com.
Back with you from the Unidome in Cedar Falls as we get ready for the kickoff between Mount Vernon and Humboldt. Mount Vernon, the home team, in their maroon helmets with the silver and white. Black jerseys tonight with the maroon and white stripes and the black and maroon pants. Humboldt, blue and gold, their school colors. They'll be in the white jerseys, blue numbers, yellow and blue trim, and the blue pants as well as the blue helmets. Our opening kickoff is brought to you by Letter Perfect at 5412 Centerpoint Road Northeast and at letperfect.com. Identify, recognize, and promote an employee, group, athlete, or student. Thousands of items to customize with your company logo, and find out more at letperfect.com. It will be Trevor Beach to kick it off as Humboldt won the toss. They deferred to the second half as Mount Vernon will send Caden Stemmel back, and he will be on the near side, and Jensen Meeker will be on the far side. We are underway with a very high and short kick to the 10. Stemmel up the middle to the 15, to the 20. Little stutter move to the 25, and he'll take it out to about the 30-yard line. And that's where Mount Vernon will put it in play behind the junior quarterback, Joey Romberg. As we'll see how the Mustangs will line up against this very stout Humboldt defense that will, it's basically like what Iowa State runs, John. They got a 3-3-5 stack look, and we'll see how Mount Vernon attacks. They'll put twins left, twins right. They'll stack them up that way. And a handoff right up the middle to Ryan. Big hole, 35-40, 45. Ryan into Humboldt territory. They spread him out, and Ryan will go for 23 to the Wildcat 47.
He just squirted through on the quick hitter there. No linebackers in sight. He wasn't touched until he got 20 yards downfield.
First and 10 off the big run by Henry Ryan. Coming in with 783, that'll put him over 800 for the year. One setback, again, they'll stack the twins. Off the fake, Romberg will throw. Stemmel on the far side with the catch at the 40. Twisted out of bounds by Ty Gargano. Going to pick up about 9 all the way down to the Humboldt 38-yard line.
Nice cushion out there, secondary for the Wildcats. Gave a lot of ground. That's going to be easy pitch and catch if they don't come up and try and contest that a little more closely.
5 receivers, empty backfield for Mount Vernon. On the 2nd down and 1, let's see if Romberg calls his own number. And nope, he's going to throw. Again out on the far side. Caught by Erickson, eludes a man. He'll have a first down at the 29-yard line on a gain of 8.
That formation, Scott, is a defensive coordinator's nightmare. You've got 4 wide receivers, count them, 4 to the wide side of the field and 1 split to the short side. How are you going to cover that in your secondary? That's a problem.
1st and 10, Mount Vernon on the move. Just 50 seconds, or make it 40 seconds into the ball game. They'll empty the backfield. Ryan will go in a slot to the right side. Here is a double reverse. And slipping, though, in the backfield is Evan Brazzi. Tried to make a move. It was going to be gummed up anyway, as getting through there was Lohaus. Tateson Lohaus, a 6'4", 235-pound senior.
Yeah, I think if they just hold on to it and fake the pitch back there on the reverse, but just keep it on the sweep, that maybe gains pretty good yardage.
So Lance Peterson pulling out all the stops here in the early going for the Mustangs. 4 receivers this time, 2 to the left, 2 to the right, 2nd and 15. At the Humboldt 34-yard line. Shotgun, they'll hand it off. Here's Ryan on the sweep left side to the 30-yard line and twists his way down to the 25. As Ryan will go for 9 on his 2nd carry of the ball game.
Nice lead block there by Ethan Wood, who cleared out another 5 yards.
So it'll be a 3rd down. Coming up for Mount Vernon. Manageable, though. 3rd down and 6. No score, 10-17 to play, opening quarter. Empty backfield, 4 to the right. Romberg's going to throw the middle, though, and it's juggled and caught as Austin Deeb will make the catch. Going to be right at the marker, but I think they're going to be about a yard shy, John.
Yeah, just a nice little hitch pattern there, or curl, as the old terminology would put it. And he is going to be about a half a yard short, but they are inside the 20. Red zone visit all ready for the Mustangs.
4th down, about a half a yard under center. Will they sneak it? They will with Romberg, and we've got penalty flags, though. And it's going to be a false start on Mount Vernon.
Yeah, it was a rare appearance for a fullback in the backfield, and I believe that the fullback took off a little early in an attempt to try and push Romberg forward.
So it'll be, instead of 4th down and about a half a yard, 4th down and a full 5. Now Ben Kroc is the kicker, not out there though for the Mustangs. As they'll bring Stimmel back into the ball game. Holub out there as well. Trips to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Mount Vernon will keep the offense out there in 4th and 5.5. Shotgun snap, Romberg rolls right, throws sideline, catch by Brazzi for the first down.
Just a nice little square out, and he knew exactly where the downs marker was to move the chains, and he got about a yard beyond it.
3rd first down of the opening drive for Mount Vernon. As the Mustangs will have it, 1st and 10 at the 18. Clock stop, 9:32 to play here in the opening quarter. From the 18, far hash mark. Shotgun off the fake. They'll loop into the end zone. Wide open, Erickson, touchdown.
See, this is what I'm talking about. When you put that many receivers out there and force the secondary to decide who's going to cover short, intermediate, long, who's got who, are you in man, are you in zone? I mean, Scott, this is why they're so prolific offensively.
Oh, boy.
That was just too easy.
That was.
There was nobody anywhere within 5 yards of him.
As Ben Kroc going to be ready to try the extra point. Low snap, dug out, kick on its way, and it is good. Mount Vernon scoring on their opening drive of the ball game against this vaunted Humboldt defense. We'll come back with a kickoff. It's Mount Vernon 7 and Humboldt nothing. Back with a kickoff after this. You're listening to semifinal football on CRMLiveSports.com.
American Family Insurance agent Kurt Gustafson is committed to inspiring and protecting dreams right here in Cedar Rapids and the surrounding area. He starts by getting to know you and your needs and build a free auto, home, or life insurance quote. By bundling policies, we can often offer a variety of discounts. Whether you're purchasing a car, buying property, managing an investment property, starting a small business, or leaving behind a legacy, we've got your back as you pursue your dreams, and we'll help protect them. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. See Kurt Gustafson Agency of American Family Insurance on Johnson Avenue Southwest, right across from the Johnson Avenue Hy-Vee for more details.
70-yard drive for the Mount Vernon Mustangs to score first here at the Unidome at Cedar Falls. As Kroc will get ready to kick it off for Mount Vernon. As going deep will be Corey Detman, a junior, averaging 19 yards per return. He has one touchdown so far this year. 2-minute, 32-second drive, then went 70 yards for the Mustangs. And John, is a former defensive coordinator. You're having flashbacks now.
I am. This is just, it's madness. And, you know, here's the deal. They've had 8 days to prepare for it.
Here's the kick, a very high kick short. Detman under it at the 10, up the middle, 15, up the hash to the 20, 25, and he'll get to the 26 before he was pushed back.
Well, that crowd ovation is coming from the Mount Vernon side because there were some fantastic slobber knocker hits on the way downfield to clean up on that kickoff.
Yeah, Lance Peterson's got the Mustangs ready to go.
Lance is pretty jacked down there himself.
Yes, he is.
He's stalking up and down the sideline, greeting the guys coming off, shouting back out to him now. He's pumped.
1st and 10 for Humboldt, as it'll be Orness, the quarterback, in the shotgun. They're going to put a bunch formation on the right. They'll hand it off to Kuhn, and he's hit hard right at the line of scrimmage and pushed back. Ethan Wood, the sophomore, the first one to get him there, John.
I think everybody that made the trip up the interstate from Mount Vernon is up on their feet clapping because they all know that's one of the big keys to this game is they've got to stop that super back Lance Kuhn, number 4 for the Wildcats.
Ethan Wood, nose guard, John, 22. He's not a big, wide nose guard. He's a very, very athletic kid right on the center. Very unusual. Here's Kuhn. He's going to try it left side this time. Turns it up at the 30. Pretty good run. He'll take it to the 32-yard line for a gain of 7.
Nice little sweep there. Had some puller blocking out in front of him. And the Mustangs with 6 guys up on the defensive line of scrimmage.
Also for Mount Vernon, mentioned that Wood up front. Also Brad Visicel and Cardell Berry, the 2 defensive tackles. Mount Vernon right now is 6-man front, and we're going to have Detman leaving early for Humboldt.
False start will take the Wildcats back. But let's go back to that defensive formation now. They've got their down 4 defensive linemen, and then they're walking up 2 outside linebackers. So in essence, they have 6 men defensively on the line of scrimmage.
Clayton Flack, one of the inside linebackers, along with Jackson Jaspers. Outside linebackers, Evan Brazzi, as well as Hollop. 3rd down and 9 now for Humboldt. They'll send Van Pelt in motion to the right. Orness in trouble, rolls right, gonna throw it away, and it's incomplete. Good coverage. Erickson was there for Mount Vernon. It's gonna be a 3 and out for the Humboldt offense.
Hurried, not a catchable ball, and that's the pressure that you need to keep putting on their quarterback.
4th down, Mount Vernon up 7-0. Winner gets Harlan next Friday afternoon in the Class 3A state final. As it's going to be the quarterback Orness to punt it away, averaging 35 yards a boot. And for Mount Vernon, they will drop, looks like Caden Stimmel back there. And the rush coming, just got it out of there. Stimmel makes the grab, comes to the near side, 40 to the 45, and out of bounds. Good return there by Mount Vernon. They're going to have good field position up near midfield.
Not really any blocking to speak of in terms of a wall or picket fence return. That was just all Stimmel doing his trying to get around the corner routine.
43-yard punt, but a 17-yard return.
And the ball will be placed in Wildcat territory. It's going to be at the 49. So good starting field position here for the second offensive possession for Mount Vernon.
Mustangs will go with 4 receivers. They're going to change the footballs here. They hold the signs up on the sidelines, John.
Interesting names on them, too.
Yeah, they got Ricky Bobby running this one.
Oh, yeah, boy. Yeah, it's kind of fun that way. The kids love it.
Kids do love that. Timeout on the field. 7:46 to play, opening quarter. Mount Vernon 7, Humboldt nothing. And we'll take a break and come back for the second Mount Vernon Drive after this on CRM Live Sports.
No matter where you are in life, Hills Bank is here to help you succeed. Whether you're buying your first house, saving for your child's future, or preparing for retirement, you can count on the people at Hills Bank for the support you need to reach your goals. It's easy to connect with a banker over the phone or on hillsbank.com because we believe banking is better through human connection. Hills Bank is an equal housing lender and FDIC member.
Back here at the Unidome, as Mount Vernon with a 7-0 lead, and the Mustangs with great field position at the Humboldt 49-yard line. As Mount Vernon scoring on a 70-yard drive on their opening possession. First down, 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Ryan the lone setback. Shotgun snap, they'll throw it out to Stimmel. Low catch made at the 50 and up to about the 46-yard line. They give them the cushion. They're just going to take advantage of it.
It's such a dilemma on what you do defensively in your secondary against this alignment because you've got 4 receivers split out on every play. Sometimes it's 2 apiece on either side. Sometimes it's 3 and 1. Sometimes it's 4 and 1 if they go empty backfield.
The 3 coaches with the yellow caps giving the offensive plays in for Mount Vernon. On second down, handoff to Ryan. Got a good kick out block. Turns it up at the 40. He's got a first down, as he'll take it to the Humboldt 37-yard line on a gain of 9 and hold everything. Nope, thought we were going to have a penalty, but they stopped it and moved the chains for the first down. Number 5 already for Mount Vernon. When you get spread out like that and then you have a good back, I mean, it's so tough.
Well, they use the pass to set up the run.
First and 10, 37-yard line. 14 on the play clock for Romberg. Ryan in the backfield. Romberg a throw. Going to loop it right side. Has Erickson out there, but overshot him for the first incompletion of the semifinal tonight.
Ball thrown a little high and outside there, but yet another open receiver yet again.
Completed his first 6.
Made it look easy.
Yeah, he did. Second down and 10 for the Mustangs. Up 7-0. Austin Deeb into the ball game. Jensen Meeker into the ball game. They'll go out to the near side as Erickson and Wood to the far side. Still 10 on the play clock on this second down play. Wood coming in motion. And on the delayed draw, Ryan on the counter gets it inside the 35 and down to the 33-yard line. Took a long time to develop, but they tried to get him on the counter there.
Yeah, very slow developing counter. But slipped a couple of tackles and still got a nice gain out of it.
Third down. Coming up, 3rd down and 6 for Mount Vernon. 6:10 to play opening quarter. 7-0 in favor of the Mustangs. Trips to the left, 1 receiver right. Ryan will stay in the backfield, 4-man front for Humboldt. They're coming on the blitz. Back to throw Romberg. Steps up. Loops it for the end zone. And incomplete contact. No flag.
The Mount Vernon crowd is incredulous.
Jensen Meeker was the intended receiver. He got tied up with Trevor Beach back there.
If they decide to show that replay on the Jumbotron, it's going to be an even bigger roar.
And here it comes. And, well, they got their feet tangled up, and they said, hey, we've seen all through the semifinals. We saw the Xavier game as well.
And we see it every year.
We don't see a lot of flags when you get to the dome.
Nope.
Lance Peterson with Brent Brazzi right next to him as Mount Vernon's going to go for it on 4th down. Romberg rolls the pocket left, loops it into double coverage, and it's incomplete. And Humboldt's going to take over on downs at the 33-yard line. Pass a little bit too tall. And the Wildcats will take over with 5:50 to play here in the opening quarter.
So they got penetration down to the Humboldt 33. And I like the way that they're going for it here. I mean, you get this far. It's been a long season. You get this far. Play to win the game, right?
Right. So 1st and 10 for Humboldt. They'll have it at the 33-yard line as Orness will come out there at quarterback. The Mount Vernon defensive backfield, Caden Stimmel at one corner, Jensen Meeker at the other. Henry Ryan, the strong safety, and Brady Erickson is the free safety. First down from the 33-yard line. Orness on the handoff. Kuhn, big hole left side, bust through 40. He's to the 50. It's a foot race down the far side and is out of bounds inside the 20 as he'll take it down into the red zone. We'll see where they're going to mark it. And they'll put it at the 13-yard line.
Yeah, this is one of those chess match plays right here, Scott. If you notice, there was a really tight trips for Humboldt on the right-hand side, and that usually signals some kind of a running play to the wide side behind those tight trips, but they came back the other way.
So Humboldt looking to get right back in it. Handoff, Kuhn, same play, left side to the 10, pushing the pile down to the 5-yard line. That's 8 more for a very strong runner in Lance Kuhn.
Yeah, and this is what we expected. Both teams have their fortes when it comes to offensive prowess, and both of them taking advantage of them right now. They're sticking with the girl that you took to the dance.
Second down and 2 after the gain of 8. They'll have it on the Mustang 5-yard line. Humboldt does not huddle. They look to the sideline, much like Mount Vernon does. Orness on the quarterback keeper, coming left. They're running that way, and there's a late flag coming in. Trailing the play, and you got to think this might be a hold. We'll see and hear the call.
Personal foul, hands to the face, 22.
Hands to the face going to be called on the wide receiver, Corey Detman.
Sometimes when you're stock blocking out there, you get your hand underneath that face mask and you're trying to get a punch in, and sometimes it goes up under that face mask, and that'll get called.
That is a 15-yarder. So that takes Humboldt from the 5 back to the 20-yard line. 4:56 to play opening quarter, 7-0 Mount Vernon. Handoff Kuhn off that left side again and twists his way for about 4 down to the Mustang 16-yard line. And now it is 3rd down, but long. 3rd down behind the chains here, 3rd and 13. They need to get to the Mustang 3-yard line. And Humboldt, not a big-time passing unit, but they may have to go to the airwaves here.
They're not one to kick field goals very much either, but they do have a capable kicker.
Kyle Cakelin, the tight end, will line up right side. Shotgun. And off the fake, Orness off the back foot, loops it into double coverage, and it's almost picked off by Caden Stimmel, who got it on a hop at about the 5. They tried to get it to the receiver out there, Detman.
Arness just planted on his back after that play by Cardell Berry, and Berry tried to help him up, and well, here does come the field goal attempt.
Yeah, they're going to try the field goal here.
We're watching him. He's got plenty of leg here. In practice, pregame, this was no problem. It was almost a chip shot for this young man.
Beach, a 33-yarder from the far hash. It's on the way, and it is good. He nailed it. So points for Humboldt on a 33-yard field goal by Trevor Beach. And we've got 4:07 to play here in the opening quarter, and Humboldt on the board for the first time, as it is now 7-3 after the big chunk play on the run by Lance Kuhn, as he took it 54 yards. That was a big play as far as that drive is concerned for Humboldt.
Yeah, both teams have been very successful with the way that they run their offenses, and both defenses now have had a chance to see why.
We'll get a kickoff coming up. No television timeout here, as we will get right to it. As Beach will have it teed up at the 40-yard line. Jensen Meeker will drop back for Mount Vernon, along with Caden Stimmel. First time around, Beach let Mount Vernon return it. Not sure he got all of it on that first kick. He took it down to about the 10-yard line. So we'll see what he can do here.
Yeah, he's got a little more in his leg than that. Might have been trying to overkick a little bit on that opener.
Right-footed kicker. Here's the approach and the boot from left to right. This one again short. Going to come down to the 20-yard line and bringing it up across the 30. And That was, let's see, who returned that for Mount Vernon? That was Jace Jaspers, a freshman. 5'7", 140-pounder. Welcome to the Dome, young man.
Kind of an up back there. He didn't have much choice. It was kicked right to him, so he had to step up, and it's time to show yourself, young man.
31-yard line for the Mustangs. 1st and 10, 7-3 Mount Vernon, 4:01 to play here in the opening quarter from the Unidome in Cedar Falls. 4 receivers, 3 to the right side. They'll send Humboldt in motion. He'll be the lead blocker for Ryan, and this time not much. Got about a yard, and he got taken down by Josh Belden. You're not going to miss Josh. He's 6'5", 330.
Yeah, he just pretty well swallowed him up and smothered him, was exactly right.
And there's a difference in nose guards. You got Mount Vernon with Ethan Wood, who's a sophomore, athlete, moving around on that front line. And then you've got on the other side a 330-pounder.
Just a little bigger.
2nd and 9 for the Mustangs. 4 receivers, 3 to the left. Romberg in the pistol. Gets a snap. Going to throw the out and threw it high over the head of Stimmel, incomplete. And now after 6 straight completions, that's 4 straight incompletions for Mount Vernon. The one thing about this offense, John, it's very good if it's clicking. If you do 3 and outs, you don't give your defense a whole lot of a breather.
You can have a very quick possession go away if you go 3 and out.
3rd and 9 for the Mustangs from their own 32-yard line. They need the 41 of Humboldt just over it. Shotgun snap. Romberg rolls, pass tip, comes down to Holla, but he's going to be taken down in the backfield for a loss. As that was gummed up immediately. They tried the old throwback screen. John, did not work.
Ball did get tipped by a defensive lineman, but fortunately had enough inertia on it that it could get to the Mount Vernon receiver, who did catch it, but then paid the price.
Yeah, Mount Vernon's going to have to punt it away, as it's going to be Ben Kroc, the senior, averaging 36 yards a boot. Get it away from the 28-yard line. Rugby-style kick. Knuckleball end over end. A good kick. And Detman at the 33 splits defenders and gets across the 35 to the 36-yard line. So a pretty good punt that time for Mount Vernon.
Nice hang time on that. It seemed like it took forever to come down.
About a 41-yard punt. And the return to the 36.
You know, after being outdoors in the cold and the wind, punters and kickers love coming into this dome, don't they?
Yes, they do.
And who can blame them?
Not me, that's for sure. So, 1st down, Humboldt. They'll have it at the 36-yard line. Ball middle of the field. Read option, handoff to Kuhn. Kick to the outside by Brazzi. Turns it up and then taken down on a flying tackle there at about the 41-yard line.
Almost had him in the tackle for a loss, but his feet are so quick and his stiff arm is so strong, he found a way to get that corner turn and picked up 5.
Henry Ryan came up to make the stop there for Mount Vernon. And it looked as though Evan Brazzi, that outside linebacker, had good contain. Just Kuhn got to the outside. Tied in the slot to the left side, and a handoff, and Kuhn hit and wrapped up. Thrown down by Brad Visicel.
With emphasis, threw him down.
For a loss of 3. It was a low snap, John, and that kind of threw everything off the timing for Humboldt.
Yes, and that's one of the things that having 6 guys up on the defensive line of scrimmage can help you with, too. But, boy, if they break through, that's where they can go off to the races, too, like Kuhn did on that last possession.
Minute and a half to play. First quarter, 7-3 Mount Vernon. 3rd down and long. Off the fake Ornest. Deep drop. Steps up under pressure and just tosses it away.
Ooh, no receiver inside.
Nobody was out there.
Yeah, the officials are gonna get together and talk about this. I think we're gonna see a late flag, even though one was not thrown.
And will they throw the flag? They're deliberating.
They should.
And there it is.
And that's the right call.
Yep.
That's a great officiating crew, Scott. They huddled and talked about it, and it was so obvious. I mean, they made the right call.
Going to be a 3 and out for Humboldt. I mean, there was no one within 10 yards.
And he was going to go down hard, and he did go down hard, but it was so obvious he was trying to get rid of that. When there's nobody within 15 or 20 yards where the ball lands.
Going to be a 10-yard penalty and loss of down, so that'll march Humboldt back to the 27.
10 on the line here. Stangs almost got the punt block last time.
Stimmel all by his lonesome back at the 38.
They're coming again.
Good snap. Rush came, and now they'll set up the return. End over end, low kick. It's returnable. 40, 45.
Oh.
Good block at the 50, but a flag is down. It's going to come back.
Yeah, it was in the back.
Yep. It was real close, or it might be a blind side. Doesn't matter. It's going to come back.
Yeah, it was. It was in the back. That one's not going to look good on the tape.
And Mount Vernon, instead of having it at the Humboldt 22, they're going to be backed up to about their own 35. Yeah, they called it the blindside block.
And if that young man had just laid off of it, they would have even still probably taken possession at about the Humboldt 40.
Yeah, I think he got him in the back, too.
He just didn't get his helmet in front of his body.
So that will march Mount Vernon back, as that's going to be a 15-yarder. You would have rather had the block in the back. That was only 10.
Whew, what a difference in starting field position.
So the second
50 yards.
Yeah, that second penalty of the night against Mount Vernon. As it was only a 33-yard punt on that one. 1st and 10 Mustangs, minute 6 to play here in the opening quarter. As Mount Vernon leads at 7-0. Here's a little toss to Meeker. Coming to the right, turns it up numbers, 35, and he gets about 9 out of it on the little toss jet sweep pass.
Yeah, it's a jet sweep, but they didn't hand it off, did they?
Nope. And it goes down as a completed pass. Of course, a great article by the Cedar Rapids Gazette on Jensen Meeker. Didn't play football last couple of years. He ran cross country last year.
Yeah, the guys talked him into coming out, and boy, I'm thinking that everybody's glad that he did, including himself.
2nd down and 1 from the 39. Lance Peterson also helped out with those negotiations. Romberg to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Rolled right. Throws. Hollum tried to come back and make the catch, and it was knocked away, incomplete. As a couple of Humboldt Wildcats were there. And Ty Gargano, 5'10", 170-pound senior linebacker, knocked it away.
Yeah, Romberg had to thread the needle there between two defenders, but then the receiver got hit just as the ball met his hands.
So it'll be a 3rd down, but only a 3rd and 1 for the Mustangs. They'll go slot left, twins to the right side. Shotgun, handoff straight ahead, and Ryan going to be close, but I think he got it before he got wrapped up by big Josh Belden. And did not get a good spot.
Boy, they moved that back, didn't they?
But they did give him enough for the 1st down.
Yeah, they're signaling the chains are moving.
First 3rd down conversion and the 6th 1st down, and more than likely that is going to take us to the end of the 1st quarter. As everybody coming to the sidelines, and we are through 1 from the Unidome at Cedar Falls in this 3A semifinal. The Mount Vernon Mustangs 7 and Humboldt 3. Back with the 2nd quarter after this, as you're listening to high school playoff football on CRMLiveSports.com.
End your search for your favorite restaurant in Cedar Rapids. Come to Emil's Hideaway. Emil's is the home for the best tasting American food around. Choose from your favorites: chicken, pasta dishes, pizzas, burgers, and fries. Whether you're bringing the whole family for a meal or wetting your whistle at our fully stocked bar, there's something to satisfy all ages and tastes at our classic American local restaurant. Need catering for your next party or event? Emil's has that too. Call them for details. Emil's Hideaway, open Monday through Saturday at 4 p.m., is right next to Home Depot and across from Lindale Mall on 1st Avenue Southeast in Cedar Rapids. Cedar Rapids Millwork, providing outstanding service to Eastern Iowa for over 50 years. Quality products, including windows, doors, moldings, hardware, stair parts, specialties, and cabinets. Locally owned and operated, Cedar Rapids Millwork has in-house production, providing innovative quality services for contractors and their customers of the corridor. Cedar Rapids Millwork, 1950 Progress Drive in Hiawatha, and online at cedarrapidsmillwork.com. Need help for your small or mid-sized business with printing needs and personalized marketing solutions? Allegra Print, Mail, and Signs can help. Everything from direct mail marketing to printing services and even vehicle graphics, Allegra Print, Mail, and Signs can help your business grow. Allegra takes on your project as if it was their own and can use their many platforms to help elevate your individual or business's game. Proudly serving the Cedar Rapids Metro and Iowa City areas, as well as all of Lynn and Johnson counties. Allegra Print, Mail, and Signs, 3939 16th Avenue Southwest in Cedar Rapids.
As they've done all semifinal week, they are honoring veterans here for each team between the first and second quarter. I know that's a Vista Cell down there for Mount Vernon.
Got a standing ovation. You know, the University of Iowa has their wave at the end of the first quarter, and the Iowa High School Athletic Association honors their veterans.
That's what they do, and should do that indeed. First quarter numbers unofficially, 96 total yards for Mount Vernon, 54 through the air, 42 on the ground. For Humboldt, 74, and interestingly enough, John, all courtesy of Lance Kuhn.
Well, he is as advertised, there's no doubt about it. He's a full package runner, very low to the ground, low center of gravity, tough to tackle, quick feet, strong thighs, good vision, just everything you'd want in a running back. He's tough to hold.
7-3 Mount Vernon, scoring on their first drive. Joey Romberg, the pass to Brady Erickson from 18 yards out. Extra point was good. Humboldt came back then on their second drive of the ball game and got a field goal from Trevor Beach from 33 yards out. We start second quarter with Mount Vernon, 1st and 10. Ball inside the right hash at the 40-yard line. They'll send Deeb in motion. Handoff Ryan up the middle. Good hole, 45. He'll get about 7 to the 47-yard line. Following that right side, tackled by Owen Hubble. Actually going to give him 8 to the 48-yard line.
Same play that started the game, and it's almost kind of a Mount Vernon's version of a counter tray, if you will.
Well, they're going to go with the Friar Tuck formation here for Mount Vernon. They got some dandy names on those cards. 2nd down and 2 from the 48-yard line. They'll send Ethan Wood, start him in motion. They'll toss sweep it to the near side, and Ryan lowers the shoulder, takes on Gargano, and won that battle. He'll move the chains for a first down on the gain of 3.
2 pulling linemen out there, but they didn't get deep enough, and so when Ryan had to choose a pathway to go, he had to run right into a solo tackle of a man at the sideline.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Mount Vernon. They're in Humboldt territory at the Wildcat 49. 7-3 with Mount Vernon on top. Minute into the second quarter. Shotgun snap off the fake. Romberg going to throw it to Meeker. Oh, through his hands, incomplete. Had an opening. Gargano came over there late. And it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Catchable ball, but thrown hard on a rope. As we take a look at the replay here. Right on the sideline there. Blanket coverage, but catchable ball.
8 of 14 now through the first half for Joey Romberg. And a touchdown for 54 yards. 2nd down and 10, Mount Vernon. Trips to the left. Meeker will come out to the right side. Humboldt showing blitz, and they come from the outside. Romberg going to throw it in the flat. Catch by Ryan. Tried to make a cut inside and taken down on a shoestring tackle by Michael Idling, the 150-pound senior, at about the 44-yard line.
Secondary for Humboldt. Looks like they're starting to see the field a little bit better. On that particular play, they had to cover 5 receivers out there, and they had somebody on every one.
Mount Vernon 1 out of 4 on 3rd downs. They got a 3rd and 5 from the Humboldt 45. 2 receivers left. Erickson and Brazzi to the right. Here comes the blitz once again. Romberg throws the slant, caught for a first down by Caden Stimmel to the 32-yard line and a gain of 12.
Quick slant, split the difference in between the up coverage and the deep. And that was just a great target by Romberg there. When you've got 4 and sometimes 5 receivers going out on every pass play, Scott, you better have good vision. I'll tell you what, Joey Romberg does. He can spot the open man And he's got to make that decision quickly.
String of good quarterbacks that Mount Vernon has had. 1st and 10 from the 32. Romberg rolls to the right. Going to throw. High catch made. And hit immediately along the sideline was Erickson at the 25-yard line. So that will go for 7. And what it, in essence, is just a long handoff again. 3rd catch for Erickson.
A lot of these sideline patterns, we'll call them, being the routes are being run pretty well, and Romberg's putting the ball up high so that they have to go up in a jump ball situation and try and get them.
7 different receivers for Mount Vernon have caught a pass. 2nd down and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. Ryan hit immediately and taken down. Christian Lee, 5'10", 200-pound senior defensive lineman, first to hit him. And it's going to be no gain and a 3rd down. Actually, they're going to lose about a yard. And 3rd and 4 coming up for Mount Vernon. As the Mustangs with a 7-3 lead. Good sustained drive here with 9:20 and clock running here in the first half. Erickson along with Austin Deeb to the right side. 2 receivers to the left. 6 on the play clock. They'll send a man in motion. That's Hollub. High snap. And Romberg has to get it on a hop and just fall on it back at the 28. And again, the timing thrown off by the high snap. Went right through his hands. And luckily for Mount Vernon, hopped right back up to the quarterback.
Obvious 4-down territory. Too far away for a field goal attempt here.
So Mount Vernon will keep the offense out for a 4th down and 6. They need the Humboldt 22-yard line. Ryan, the lone setback. 4 receivers. Romberg going to throw it, and a catch made, and it should be enough for a 1st down. Deep at the 19. They went to the slant again.
Austin Deeb goes down into the hook curl zone there. Turns around his back to the secondary, makes the catch, and then pays the price from behind.
But gains the 1st down.
And holds on.
1st and 10, Mount Vernon in the red zone at the Humboldt 19-yard line. Big Andrew Heck on that right side along with Visicel. See if they run it that way. 1st down. Stimmel in motion left to right. Shotgun snap. Romberg. Romberg's going to have to run it and is taken down almost immediately by Tayton Lowhouse. 6'4", 235, and a senior. Did get back to the line of scrimmage. You like when your quarterback sees that nobody's open and he can take it on his own. About a 7-minute drive right now for Mount Vernon. Meeker back into the game. Stimmel and Meeker to the left. Brazzi and Erickson out to the right for the Mustangs. 2nd down and 10. Romberg in the shotgun. Going to throw the left side. Meeker with a catch, and he's got it at the 13. They'll give him progress on a gain of 6 down there.
Quick slant to the widest receiver there. Had a secondary cornerback draped all over him, but again, good hands, secured it, brought it in.
3rd down is Ethan Wood will come into the ball game with the formation for Mount Vernon.
One thing the Mustangs haven't had is much yardage after the reception to this point.
3rd down, long 4 coming up for the Mustangs. Man in motion. Here's a little toss jet sweep, hit the backfield, and Stimmel is tossed down. Big defensive play by Lowhouse coming through there.
Yeah, Tayton Lowhouse has just been getting too much penetration defensively for the Wildcats on this possession.
He's a big man.
We're going to see a field goal attempt here from the 25.
Going to be Ben Kroc with a 35-yard field goal attempt. This will bring Andrew Heck back in. Still 10 on the play clock, so no hurry here. Out of the hole to Miles Francois. 35-yard attempt. It's down. The kick on its way. Has the distance, but it's no good.
Off to the right.
So it stays 7-3. And a long drive. I mean a long sustained drive. Time consuming, ends up with no points.
Ball was placed and the kick was made from the right hash mark. and it was delivered straight down the field, which is just a little bit to the right of the uprights.
7-minute, 8-second drive comes up dry for Mount Vernon, and it will be Humboldt taking over when we come back. 5:58 to play, first half, 7-3. Mount Vernon in front, and we'll be back to the Unidome after this here on CRM Live Sports.
Your search for healthy, fast casual in the downtown is over. Whether it's a quick bite you're looking for or a freshly made smoothie, Nutrisport and Smoothie has expanded healthy eating in downtown Cedar Rapids. Business professionals as well as gym goers are singing the praises of their freshly made wraps and breakfast bowls, while the smoothie lover can choose from a variety of nutritious fruit and protein options, including your choice of adding the newest frontline supplements. For a fast, healthy, and convenient downtown option, look no further than Nutrisport and Smoothie. Looking for the best in commercial and residential flooring? At Schumacher Carpets and More, it's the little things that count. Family owned since 1987, the professionals at Schumacher have what you're looking for. Whether it is carpet, luxury vinyl plank, ceramic, laminate, or wood, their personal service and quality products set Schumacher apart in the flooring industry. Famous for a relaxed and pressure-free shopping experience, let the experts at Schumacher Carpets and More break down your options with just a simple conversation. Call, visit, or request an online quote from their website today.
Mount Vernon took over half of the second quarter, but came up empty on a missed 35-yard field goal by Kroc. And it will be Humboldt taking over at the 20-yard line. Mount Vernon statistically has dominated this football game, but it's only 7-3, John. First and 10. And they'll hand it off to Kuhn, coming to the right side, spins right at the line of scrimmage and taken down after a gain of about a yard. Cardell Berry, first one to lay hands on him, and it will be second down and 9.
The thing that hurts about giving that ball over on downs, too, after that long drive and the possession that they had off the clock, is that it's the second time in 4 possessions that they've done that. On their second possession, remember, they took over inside Humboldt territory and only got down to the 33 before they gave it over. So squandered 2 opportunities here.
Second down and 9 for the Wildcats. And on the read option, keeper by Orness, and the quarterback takes it up the middle and is close to a first down. They're going to mark him about a yard shy of the first down at the 29-yard line.
And isn't that what happens when you have a quality running back like Kuhn that has been gouging you a little bit? Quarterback pulls out that read option on the fake and then runs it himself right up the middle there. Good yardage.
Zadok Hollum with the stop that time for Mount Vernon. 0 for 2, Humboldt on third down tries. And we're going to get a Wildcat timeout. Timeout with 4:45 to play here in the opening half. It's Mount Vernon 7 and Humboldt 3. Back after this, you're listening to high school playoff football here on CRM Live Sports.
Epiphany Dermatology is a full-service dermatology practice that treats all conditions of the skin, hair, and nails. Dr. John Woolner has been practicing and treating patients for over 30 years. Epiphany Dermatology has built a reputation based on reliable customer service and quality skin and hair loss treatments. Epiphany Dermatology also places a special emphasis on skin cancer prevention, screenings, and treatment. Call them to book an appointment at 363-9936 and visit their website at epiphanydermatology.com. Epiphany Dermatology, 5264 Council Street Northeast, Suite 700 in Cedar Rapids.
Back with you from the Unidome in Cedar Falls, Iowa, as Mount Vernon scoring on their first drive of the ball game, leading it 7-3. And it's a 3rd and 1 after the timeout for Humboldt. Bunch formation on the right slot. They'll go off the quick count, and nothing doing for Kuhn. Gonna lose a yard, stacked up. Good job there. Hollop came through for Mount Vernon. And also, we've called his name a lot, Cardell Berry.
Big, big play there as the punt team for Humboldt comes out now. That was a timely timeout. Although not taken by Mount Vernon, it really benefited them, I think.
Now, Orness is going to punt it away, and he's had 2 line drive punts. As we'll see what happens here. This one gets it away. Another line driver taken at the 39-yard line. Stimmel starts right, stutters to the left, and surrounded and brought down at the 42-yard line. As that punt traveled 33 yards.
Some great downfield coverage by that punt team for Humboldt, as they had 3 guys there immediately waiting to wrap him up and take him to the ground.
Wildcats only had it for 2 minutes right there.
Third punt in 4 possessions for Humboldt, as Mount Vernon's offense now takes over at their own 41.
1st and 10. 4 receivers, 2 left, 2 right for Mount Vernon. They'll keep it on the ground. Handoff straight ahead, thrusting through. And taking it this time was Jackson Hurd, the junior, still on his feet, still being pushed ahead. And they did blow it dead. Finally, after a gain of 12 on Hurd's first run of the night. 10 first downs to 1 in this game right now. Henry Ryan getting a little bit of a breather.
Yeah, going both ways. He needs one too. Hurd, the junior, just kept his feet moving, had the good body lean, and then was aided by some pushing from behind by other black jerseys.
1st and 10, 47-yard line. Wide side of the field to the right, and they'll hand it to Hurd again. Coming left, 45. Hurd with a stiff arm at the 40 and slips as he went to make a cut at the 39-yard line.
Nice jump cut, though, to bounce to the outside is what got him the extra 4 or 5 yards there. He's got some good vision and quick feet, too.
Oh, the heir apparent to Henry Ryan next year is Jackson Hurd, the junior for Mount Vernon. 2nd down and 2. Hurd, 5'9", 175 in a junior. 2nd down, shotgun snap. Romberg rolls right, throws. Brazzi with the catch, turns it up at the 30-yard line, 25, and down at the 24-yard line by 24, Landon Halverson.
And there's the yardage after reception that we have come to expect. Good twist move there on the outside. Left 2 defenders for Humboldt just looking, wondering what they had to do. They just grabbed air.
Gain of 15 on that particular play.
That's just good instinctual and coached running after the possession.
So it'll be 1st and 10 after the 11th first down. Hurd stays in the backfield. 2:18, still plenty of time for Mount Vernon. They have all 3 timeouts. Play clock down to 4. Snap to Romberg. Going to throw the near sideline, and Erickson tight ropes after the catch. Taps the toes down at about the 21-yard line for a gain of 3.
And again, it bears mentioning that with the cushion the secondary for Humboldt is giving them, those little quick outs are there every time they want to throw one.
2nd down and 7, and that stops the clock as well. 3-man front right now, 3-3 with 5 defensive backs for Humboldt. Romberg on the handoff to Hurd, gets it to the outside. Penalty flags are down. 3 of them, as a matter of fact.
There's going to be a block in the back.
Yeah, it's going to be against Mount Vernon. It's a hold or a block in the back. You pick your poison here.
It was an awful nice seal block, but it was completely from behind, and it was outside the free blocking zone.
So the official calls here.
Watching back, the 22 on the offense.
Yeah, that was the right call, too.
3rd penalty against Mount Vernon for 30 yards.
You know, the old-fashioned term for that would have been crackback, but the guy had his back so completely turned to the Mount Vernon blocker that it was the right call.
So that'll back him up 10 and back to the 32-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 18 from there. As Austin Deeb, the senior, comes in motion left to right. He'll go into slot right. Trips that way. Romberg back to throw. Going to load it up. Going to throw deep middle into double coverage, and it's picked off. Picked off by Detman. He's going to bring it back to the near side. There's a penalty flag.
Another block on the back on the return.
So it will come back a little bit, but boy, oh boy.
Yeah, that Romberg would like to have that one back. He just put it up on a wing and a prayer And there was double coverage down there at the end zone, and it was an easy pick. But on the return, an obvious block in the back by Humboldt. And this is going to give them some pretty deep starting field position here with only 1:42 left in the half.
Yeah, 2 timeouts. Going to back him up from the 23 back to the 13-yard line. That's 4 Humboldt penalties.
So that's the third trip deep into Humboldt territory that Mount Vernon has come up empty-handed on, Scott. Out of their 5 possessions, they've been down in striking distance virtually 4 of the 5.
If this was a baseball game right now, Mount Vernon's leaving guys on the bases.
They sure are.
And you hate to have that happen. So now Humboldt will go with a pair of receivers to the left. Beach over there. And Orness is back to throw. Going to throw it into double coverage, and he throws a pick. Easy pickings by Brady Erickson. We mentioned Humboldt is not a great passing team, and they just give it right back to Mount Vernon on a silver platter.
You know, I understand why they did that, though, because there's so many times we've seen this, Scott, for years working together. You get a big momentum turning turnover, and your offense comes out on the field. What do you like to do? Something quick strike right away to try and drive the dagger home. But that, as you said, is not Humboldt's forte.
No, it is not. First down, Mount Vernon, right back at it with 93 seconds to play here in the first half. We'll have the Ben Ritter Sportswear halftime show coming up during the break. 2 left, 2 to the right, and Rotberg, a pump fake. Now he's going to have to run it himself, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. And they're having problems with Belden in the middle right there.
Well, and Mount Vernon's got all 3 of their timeouts here. We're going to be ticking under a minute here pretty quick.
They'll stack receivers to the right side for Mount Vernon. Minute 5, clock rolling here. 17 on the play clock. Romberg with Ryan in the backfield. Long count, gets the shotgun snap. Now he's going to take off, angling right, 30, cuts it back 25-yard line, and gets down to about the 22-yard line, and we're going to get a Mount Vernon timeout. Lance Peterson is out there. And he's going to get the timeout here.
Boy, the Mustangs took about 20 seconds off the clock between those 2 plays. This close to halftime, they could have really used that at some point here if they don't score.
So timeout with 51 seconds to play. Winner gets Harlan. They won 49-35.
In a game that probably wasn't as close as that sounds.
No, ADM scored with 7 seconds left in the ball game to get it to a 2-score situation there. But I tell you what, if Mount Vernon is fortunate enough to get to that game, oh, that is going to be fun. Casper Bauer against Romberg, best 2 quarterbacks in Class 3A going at it. First to 50 might really win the game.
Well, we've seen Harlan and Mount Vernon before, haven't we?
Yes, we have. Now, we're not talking Mount Vernon Spirit Lake from 2015.
Oh, boy. Now that is a bring your calculator and better say a prayer halfway through it.
That still holds a lot of records.
It does. I went
really
back and
does.
looked that up in the record books for the Iowa High School Athletic Association playoffs, and that one is right up there in wackiest statistics ever played.
Third down for Mount Vernon. They're 2 of 7 on third down tries. They'll stack twins to the right. They'll put a slot right. And Romberg rolling that way. Going to loop it, and it's tipped and intercepted. Off of Stimmel's hands and intercepted by Ty Gargano. And now Humboldt gets it back at the 20-yard line. A bevy of turnovers.
So yet a third trip deep into Humboldt territory, and Mount Vernon comes up empty-handed yet again. This time going down to the Humboldt 22 before they threw the pick.
I got a feeling Humboldt is not going to do anything too crazy here. But you never know. As Mount Vernon will go on defense here. 43 seconds and 2 timeouts for the Wildcats. Nope, Orness under pressure and goes down. Looked like he was going to throw it, then he looked like he was going to do the quarterback draw. Mount Vernon was bringing the pressure, and he lost 4.
3 go routes on the outside there were decoying that quarterback draw play, but Mount Vernon's defense just not fooled whatsoever.
And will they have to run another play? They will not.
Yeah, we're going to halftime, folks.
And that, even though Mount Vernon put up a lot of numbers in that second quarter, did not put a number on the scoreboard to increase the lead as we have come to halftime from the Unidome at Cedar Falls in this Class 3A semifinal. It is Mount Vernon 7 and the Humboldt Wildcats 3. We'll take a break, come back with the Ben Ritter Sportswear halftime show for you right after this here on CRM Live Sports.
Ben Ritter Sportswear in Cedar Rapids is your complete apparel and headwear provider. Ben Ritter is your one-stop store for screen print and embroidery for polos, t-shirts, hats, and more for any age from newborn to adults. Need screen printing or embroidery for your company or a special event? Ben Ritter is the answer, as they work with local teams, clubs, organizations, and businesses from startup to finish to provide the look that you need with exceptional turnaround time. Ben Ritter is also the local apparel supplier for the Cedar Rapids Colonels and Rough Riders. Ben Ritter Sportswear, 817 2nd Avenue Southeast in Cedar Rapids. Call them at 364-3479 and visit them online at benritter.com. First Federal Credit Union is proud to sponsor high school athletics. We understand the hard work and dedication it takes for these students to succeed on the field or in the classroom. At First Federal Credit Union, we work hard every day to listen, solve problems, and are dedicated to finding ways to help you with your financial needs. From home loans to auto loans, checking, or even the best savings rates in town, we're here to help you achieve your goals. Learn more about First Federal Credit Union at firstfedcu.com, member NCUA. Carpenters Local 308 in Cedar Rapids is a member of the North Central States Regional Council of Carpenters, representing nearly 27,000 members and their families in the upper Midwest. The union is dedicated to protecting and elevating the economic and social conditions of all workers and to provide our industry with the best trained, most productive, and safest workforce available. Carpenters Local 308 is always looking for new workers to join their ranks. Apprenticeship classes and training are available for you to become a skilled worker for your career. More information on Carpenters Local 308 is available at carpenterslocal308.org.
Back at halftime, and our halftime report is brought to you by Ben Ritter Sportswear in downtown Cedar Rapids, 817 2nd Avenue Southeast. Need screen printing or embroidery for your company or special event? Give them a call at Ben Ritter Sportswear, 364-3479, or check out their website, benritter.com. All kinds of offense for Mount Vernon in the first half, but only 7 points, and it came on the first drive of the ball game.
Interestingly enough, if you think about the different passing routes that offensive coordinator Brad Meester has tried to employ here, they haven't gone deep, Scott. They've thrown the short passes and the intermediate passes. They've thrown a lot of outs and a lot of slants. They have not gone deep. And I got to think they're going to go into halftime here. They got it every so often anyway. Just test the waters deep. And that will loosen up and give a little bit more cushion for those underneath passes again. That's one of the reasons they weren't as successful in the second quarter so much, is because without that deep threat, the secondary for Humboldt was being able to come up and get a little bit more of a blanket coverage. And the other thing it was doing was it was causing Romberg to have to throw the ball higher. A lot more jump ball situations, which are tougher to catch.
Yeah, they are. And Mount Vernon, they ran it very well in that first half of play, early especially with Henry Ryan. Jackson Hurd came in, did a fantastic job as well, as Mount Vernon with a big advantage as far as total yardage is concerned here. And we will get that to you coming up here. Mount Vernon scoring on their very first drive of the ball game, got the opening kickoff, and it was Joy Romberg to Brady Erickson on an 18-yard pass to the right side of the end zone, and the extra point was good by Ben Kroc, and that made it 7-0. On their second drive of the ball game, after a Mount Vernon downs situation, they gave it up on downs. It was Trevor Beach getting Humboldt on the board with a 33-yard field goal, and it was 7-3. But the second quarter, you had Mount Vernon with a 7-minute, 8-second drive that resulted in no points, as it was a missed 35-yard field goal. Then Mount Vernon once again took it down deep into Humboldt territory and threw an interception. Mount Vernon got it right back on an interception, and then a tip pass was intercepted by Humboldt. So right now the Wildcats hanging on. They're bending, but they're not breaking at this particular time.
That's the best way to put it, too, because 6 trips for Mount Vernon deep into Humboldt territory have yielded 0 points. And that's been the missed opportunity so far in the first half for Mount Vernon.
So Mount Vernon with the lead here at the break, 7-3. Let's take a look at the unofficial stats as we have them. Mount Vernon, 184 total yards to 78 for Humboldt. 78 on the ground, 106 through the air. Joey Romberg in the first half I got him for 16 for 24 for 106 yards, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions in that first half. Stimmel has caught 4 for 19. Erickson 4 catches for 36. Brazzi has caught 2. Deeb has caught 2. Meeker has caught 2, and a catch apiece for Holla and for Ryan. For Henry Ryan, 9 carries for 57 yards. Romberg has carried it 4 times for a total of 6 yards in that first half of play. 11 first downs for Mount Vernon to 1 first down for Humboldt. Mount Vernon has been penalized so far in the ballgame 3 times for a total of 30 yards. Humboldt has been penalized 4 times for 40 yards in that first half. Humboldt 78 yards all on the ground. Lance Kuhn with 9 carries for 74 yards. Orness has carried it twice for 4. As we mentioned, 1 first down for Humboldt, 2 turnovers for Mount Vernon, 1 for the Wildcats, and third down conversions. Mount Vernon 2 out of 8, while Humboldt is 0 for 4 in that first half of play. And your time of possession right now, 7 minutes 45 seconds for Humboldt to 16-15 for Mount Vernon. More than double the time of possession. Mount Vernon with the advantage.
Humboldt, just to repeat that, has only had it a little less than 8 minutes, whereas Mount Vernon over 16 minutes. My goodness. Mount Vernon just has to be talking right now about the missed opportunities, Scott. That's all you can say.
Yeah. Big. It's always big. That first drive of the second half going to be really big in this game, because Humboldt is in there trying to come up with a way to counterattack this terrific Mount Vernon defense. And whatever they come up with, they're going to show right away.
Humboldt is counting their blessings that they are only down 7-3 here at halftime. I'll guarantee you that. But they're also trying to come up and rub the genie's belly a little bit on how they're going to get some offense going.
Yeah, because right now, other than the 54-yard run by Lance Kuhn, it has been pretty much a Mount Vernon first half.
And certainly rushing only. They have not shown any kind of an aerial threat to this point, which Mount Vernon fans are thankful for.
Well, the other thing is, if you are Lance Peterson at Mount Vernon here, if you can get a 2-score lead and force Humboldt to throw the football, that's not what they want to do. And you're going to feel pretty good. Not going to feel completely confident, but you're going to feel pretty good.
I have to agree. The thing that concerns me just a little bit, however, is that I don't know what the adjustments that they're going to try and make Humboldt offensively here, but they're going to go in and they're going to talk, Scott, about how there's 6 guys up on the defensive line of scrimmage for Mount Vernon. And that works nicely to stop a run if everybody takes care of business. But if somebody doesn't, and there's a little crease and seam, and you don't have a linebacker back there, now it's a foot race between whoever the back that's running the ball is and your safety. And that can make for some big chunk yardage right there.
Yeah.
So maybe defensively, excuse me, I didn't mean to interrupt, but maybe defensively for Mount Vernon, now they back off a little bit and change their defensive formation a little bit too. I'm looking for something to change on both Humboldt's offense and Mount Vernon's defense.
Coming your way on the Bim Ritter Sportswear halftime show here from the Unidome in Cedar Falls, as Mount Vernon leads it here at the break by a score of 7-3. The other 3A semifinal went to Harlan. 49-35 earlier on today, and they also had the Class 2A semifinals today as well. And in the first one, it was Williamsburg defeating Dubuque Wahlert. I believe the final was 31-7 in that game. So the unbeaten Williamsburg Raiders will move on to the state championship game, where they will take on Central Lyon George Little Rock, as CLGLR beat OABCIG 37-14. So it was a 50-50 day for the DeJean family today, as Beckett was the quarterback for Odebolt Arthur, Battle Creek, Ida Grove. They go down. Cooper, of course, had a pick six in a big Hawkeye win today.
Older brother had a big day returning the punts, too.
Yes, he did. So this is the final semifinal. You got 8-player championship coming up, and that will be next Thursday morning at 9:30. It'll be unbeaten Waco taking on unbeaten Remsen St. Mary's. Then you've got the 1A state championship. That will be at 1 o'clock. The A championship. That'll be Grundy Center in West Hancock. We'll be back here on Thursday night for the rematch in 4A between the Xavier Saints and Council Bluffs Lewis Central. Looking forward to that. And if Mount Vernon holds on, then we turn right around and come back Friday for the 1 o'clock matchup, Harlan versus either Mount Vernon or Humboldt. 2A will be at 10 o'clock in the morning. That'll be Central Lyon George Little Rock taking on Williamsburg. 1A at 4 o'clock, and then it will be Southeast Polk taking on West Des Moines Valley for the 5A state championship game. The Cinderella Valley Tigers with the touchdown and the 2-point conversion last night to upset West Des Moines Dowling.
Do you remember a 5-4 regular season team making it to the state championship? I'm having trouble coming up with one.
I can remember one getting to the semis.
Yes.
That has happened before, but not
I don't ever remember one to the championship
to the
game.
championship. Now, I'd have to double check on that, and someone is probably at home going, oh, no.
Oh, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Feel free to correct us. I just was saying I can't remember anybody, and especially in the big school class, for goodness sake.
No doubt. 7-3 Mount Vernon. We got a half to go in this Class 3A state semifinal. And we'll come back and get you ready for the second half from the Unidome in Cedar Falls. And we'll do it right after this as you're listening to high school football here on CRM Live Sports.
At Hunt Graphic Innovations, it's the personal touch that counts. If you're serious about creating an eye-catching website or need assistance in graphic design for print, newsletters, posters, signs, or banners, Hunt Graphic Innovations has the experience to help get the job done. With personal attention and competitive pricing, discover the difference Hunt Graphic Innovations can make for you. Bim Ritter Sportswear in Cedar Rapids is your complete apparel and headwear provider. Bim Ritter is your one-stop store for screen print and embroidery for polos, t-shirts, hats, and more for any age from newborn to adults. Need screen printing or embroidery for your company or a special event? Bim Ritter is the answer, as they work with local teams, clubs, organizations, and businesses from startup to finish to provide the look that you need with exceptional turnaround time. Bim Ritter is also the local apparel supplier for the Cedar Rapids Colonels and Rough Riders. Bim Ritter Sportswear, 817 2nd Avenue Southeast in Cedar Rapids. Call them at 364-3479 and visit them online at bimritter.com. Epiphany Dermatology is a full-service dermatology practice that treats all conditions of the skin, hair, and nails. Dr. John Woolner has been practicing and treating patients for over 30 years. Epiphany Dermatology has built a reputation based on reliable customer service and quality skin and hair loss treatments. Epiphany Dermatology also places a special emphasis on skin cancer prevention, screenings, and treatment. Call them to book an appointment at 363-9936 and visit their website at epiphanydermatology.com. Epiphany Dermatology, 5264 Council Street Northeast, Suite 700 in Cedar Rapids.
Getting ready for our second half from the Unidome in Cedar Falls, and our second half is brought to you by Epiphany Dermatology. Dr. John Woolner, with over 30 years of experience. You can find him at 5264 Council Street Northeast in Cedar Rapids, or just pick up the phone and call 363-9936. 3-6. As it's going to be Humboldt getting the ball first. Both teams out on the field here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls, as Mount Vernon following Lance Peterson back out to the sideline. And like I said, start checking, not only getting down to the red zone, but start getting some of these chances on the board. And I think you're feeling pretty good if you're Mount Vernon at this point.
Yeah, you've just got to capitalize on those trips that you get down there in deep into the Humboldt territory. 4 of their 6 possessions got turned away when they could have possibly come away with points on any one of those 4. And I'm sure that was discussed quite a bit in the halftime locker room. Scott, we'll look for some adjustments here as the kickoff team for Mount Vernon comes out. We're about 35 seconds from starting that second half.
Mount Vernon's going to have Ben Kroc kicking it off. I don't think Ben went into the locker room at halftime.
He did not. He stayed out and kicked field goals.
Yeah, he was out here kicking just to get it acclimated. I tell you what, there aren't 2 stadiums in the state of Iowa any more diverse than First Street Field, the Bellamy Bowl, and the Unidome. And God bless the Bellamy Bowl.
Yes.
Because that is a unique venue. I know Mount Vernon is going to have a brand new place to call home.
It's on the way.
Very soon.
Yes.
And it's going to be beautiful, but it's not going to be the Bellamy Bowl.
Yes, and what a character Jim Bellamy was. What a legend he was. Lost him last year after a wonderful career and a wonderful life and an impact on young men. And his favorite saying, Scott, do your job, young man.
Whoa, who says that now?
That's right. We've heard that has been rubbed off on several other coaches, but son, do your job.
Won 3 state championships with Mount Vernon. Mustangs to kick it off from right to left. Good kick by Kroc. And it will come down to Detman to the 15, to the 20-yard line, and then runs into a pile of Mustangs at about the 30 or about the 23-yard line.
Why, Jackson Hurd came down and put a lick on somebody and then recoiled off of it and did a spin move and made the first hit there for the tackle.
Home marking at the 23, where it'll be 1st and 10 coming up for Humboldt. And their quarterback, Will Orness, 6 foot, 165, and a senior. Lance Kuhn, the featured back, 5'8", 185-pounder, except for one chunk play, was corralled for the most part in that first half. Slot right, 2 receivers to the left, and they're going to throw it. Orness will get it out in the flat, and it's dropped incomplete by Detman. Wasn't going to go very far anyway, and there's your first adjustment by Humboldt, John. They're going to throw it a little bit more, it looks like.
Yes, and defensively, a nice knife through there on the blitz by Clayton Flack, one of the captains, the senior captains on the team.
Nice KJ Pilcher article on Clayton Flack in the Gazette today. Mount Vernon with a 5-man front. They got 8 in the box. 2nd down and 10. Low snap. They'll get it to Kuhn. Sweeps the left side. Then got double teamed and brought down as they got to the 25-yard line. Brady Erickson, one of the first to hit him there for Mount Vernon. And a 3rd and long coming up for Humboldt. They're behind the sticks again. 3rd down and 8. From the 25-yard line, right in the middle of the field. They got 2 receivers to the left. Again, a low snap, pass to the far flat, and a big hit immediately for a loss of 3. Jensen Meeker came up to hit Detman. It was all alone over there, John. Nobody blocked, and Mount Vernon with a big defensive stand.
I think it's fair to say that Mount Vernon had done their homework and studied the film and knew what that play was going to be as soon as the alignment and the ball was snapped.
So it'll be punt time once again. Orness will kick it away for the 4th time. And Stimmel back at the 45. Mount Vernon should get good field position. Here comes the rush. Got it away. End over end wobbly kick. Taken at the 45. Stimmel coming to the right side. And it's going to be taken down just shy of midfield at the 47-yard line. So a return of 2
And again, there's just nobody holding up the downfield gunner rush for Humboldt there. Stimmel had 4 guys that time staring him in the face and really nowhere to go but just go down.
But good field position, though, for Mount Vernon. That's the important thing. 1st and 10 Mustangs.
That's what happens when you catch the ball in the air.
Yes, it is.
We talk about that all the time, how valuable that is.
Good things happen when you catch the ball in the air. From the 47-yard line, 5 receivers, 4 to the left side, empty backfield. Shotgun, Ron Berg going to throw the right side to Erickson. It's caught. Dangerous pass because Trevor Beach was coming in a hurry, and it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Yes, they've thrown that little sideline out pattern so many times that they're starting to get a jump on it, the Humboldt secondary are. And I got to think you maybe going to – now they're going to look at that from the Mount Vernon perspective. They're going to say, let's do the out and up. It's coming, Scott.
It's coming.
They've set it up.
Lance Peterson with Brent Brazzi right next to him on 2nd down and 8 on the handoff. Henry Ryan up the middle. Chugs into Humboldt territory. Legs keep going. He is close to a 1st down.
Great balance.
And will they move the chains? They will not. They're going to say he's about 1 yard shy.
He picked up an extra 5 yards he had no business picking up because he has superior balance.
And now Mount Vernon's going to go with Tyler Panos and Jackson Hurd coming in. Now all kinds of people coming in, coming out now for the Mustangs.
Plenty of time, though.
Yeah, still 20 on the play clock. And now Stimmel will come back in. And now we got a penalty.
Yeah, this is going to be some kind of an illegal substitution.
And Lance Peterson's going, wait, we didn't huddle.
That's right. When you don't huddle, I'm not sure I know how that can be called. I don't. Lance Peterson out on the field asking for an explanation, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, he's saying, you can read his lips, we didn't huddle. Now, they did give him the 1st down, though. Now, boy, this is getting really confusing here.
Boy, they moved those chains late on us.
Yes, they did. So they did give him the 1st down, and it's 1st and 15 now. Holub coming in motion. Here is the handoff. Kicking it outside is Ryan. Running over people. Still on his feet. And he'll get about 14 yards down to the Humboldt 34.
He picked up a good 10 yards, and then on a solo tackle attempt, he put the lift drill on a Wildcat from Humboldt that young man will not soon forget.
6'2", 175 is Henry Ryan. And it'll be 2nd down and 1 after all the confusion and the 5-yard penalty. Mustangs 7-3 lead here in the 3rd quarter, 8:43 to play. Man in motion, handoff, Ryan behind the lead blocker's got a 1st down and more, up the hash inside the 30 and down to the Humboldt 26-yard line.
Ethan Wood pulled around there and seal blocked so that could be brought down, and the chains moving yet again. So all of a sudden the vaunted passing attack is being supplanted by the rushing attack for Mount Vernon.
Ground Mustangs. 1st and 10, Humboldt 26-yard line. And again, Mount Vernon just grinding up the clock here in the 3rd quarter. 8:15 and rolling in the 3rd, up 7-3. 2 left, 2 right. 1 setback. Man in motion left to right. Handoff to Ryan, and this time taken down. The ball came out. No, it didn't. And they're still wrestling down there. As 2 linemen, one of those was big Josh Belden, was going at it. You got a lot of good wrestlers out here.
Humboldt's sideline suggesting very strongly that ball came out. However, on the replay, we can see clearly it did not.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 as Lashley was going at it with Bilden in there. Holub coming in motion. They will toss it to Hurd into the ball game, and he gets cut down as he gets to the 23-yard line for a gain of 3. His 3rd carry for 23 yards. And now we will have a 3rd down and 7 coming up for Mount Vernon. Mustangs just eating the clock away here. Time of possession has just been one-sided for Mount Vernon.
Well, now, I don't know why this wouldn't be a flag, what we're seeing here, because there's wholesale changes going on. This is no different than what the flag was thrown.
Yeah.
Nothing different.
3rd and 7 from the 23-yard line. Trips to the right, Meeker to the left. Here comes the blitz. Back to throw Romberg, stepping up the pocket. Throws in the run, too high, incomplete to Erickson. And then almost picked off by Trevor Beach. As Romberg had to go on the run that time, and that caused his feet not to be set and the pass to go high.
If he'd have had just a little more time to look downfield, he would have seen that Brasi was in the end zone, and while he wasn't completely covered up and had a little bit of room that he could have maneuvered in there, I would have liked to have at least seen him throw that deep, which they have not done to this point.
4th and 7. Mustangs will go for it. 6:42 time remaining in 3rd. Blitz coming. Romberg rolls to the right side. Throws far sideline, incomplete. That was good coverage over there by Beach as they tried to get it to Erickson or Stimmel. And again, Mount Vernon. Time taken off the clock. Yardage. Can't score.
5th time they've been down inside the Humboldt 30 and come away empty-handed. Twice on interceptions that were thrown, and the other 3 times on downs.
That time, 3 minutes and 53 seconds. They held the ball. 1st and 10, Humboldt. Still a 7-3 ball game. They'll have it at the 23-yard line. Kuhn on the right hip of Borness. They'll put twins out to the left, one receiver to the right. Shotgun snap, deep drop, setting up the screen. They lob it into the middle of the field. Mount Vernon right there. Right there waiting for Van Pelt to make the catch, and the sophomore went down after a loss of 1.
3 defensive linemen for the Stangs came in there and put some big-time pressure on the quarterback. Looked as though they might be biting hard on that, but then staying home, not fooled at all. Jackson Jaspers just smothered it.
2nd down and 11. As Mount Vernon, they saw that on tape, and just the deep drop gave that away. Orness rolls pocket left, steps back, and a throw middle. Man wide open, Beach has got it. 45 to the 50-yard line into Mount Vernon territory and down to the Mustang 43.
Mustang defense sold out on the blitz there, and that's what left that wide open.
That's going to be a big pickup of 35. Only the 2nd first down of the ball game for the Humboldt Wildcats. 1st and 10 from the Mount Vernon 43. 2nd big play of the ball game. And Beach was wide open. 7 on the play clock. Humboldt still looking at the sideline. Play clock at 3 to 2. Now they'll snap it off the fake. They'll throw the slant. Catch made at the 35-yard line, and thrown down is Josh Thurm. And the ball came loose, but they're going to say it was caused by the ground, and it'll be a gain of 17.
Jensen Meeker right there to wrap him up and throw him down hard on that slant pattern, but all of a sudden got role reversal for Humboldt as well. Now the running team has turned into the passing team.
1st and 10 Wildcats, as they've got it inside the 30-yard line at the Mount Vernon 26. Here's Kuhn on the handoff up the middle, now kicks it outside, and Brasi brings him down for a loss of 3. Good job by Evan Brasi, the junior multi-sport athlete, 6'3", 180-pounder, the son of Brent Brasi, assistant coach and Cornell College women's basketball coach.
That was as sure a tackle as you'll see right there. There's no way he was going to let Kuhn out of his grasp.
2nd down at 13 for Humboldt. They'll put 2 receivers to the right side. Shotgun snap, Orness to throw. Now he's going to run, starts up the middle, tries to kick it outside, and chased down by Brad Vissacel. Another loss. This one's going to be a loss of about 5.
Boy, how important is it to stay home defensively? That time, Mount Vernon's defense showed that every guy does his job, even on the backside. When the play comes back to you against the flow, you can still be the hero by staying home.
Boy, tell you what, that was good closing speed by Visicel, who's 6'3", 220. Third down and 18 for Humboldt. Here comes the blitz. Ornest back to throw. Going to loop the far side, and it's knocked away. Incomplete. Good defensive play by Henry Ryan. They tried the long out to Detman.
The last second, Ryan went in there and tipped that ball away. Or that is a conversion for the first down, and that drive continues. Now it's fourth down, and I don't see, there's no way they're going to kick a field goal.
No.
Too far.
Now this would be a 51-yarder. So Humboldt's going to go for it. They're 0 for 6 on third down tries. 3:32 to play in the third. Big play, 4th and 17. Mount Vernon with 5 on the defensive line. Ornest to throw. Looking, being chased, in trouble, just throws it up for grabs, and it's incomplete. No flags, and it's going to go over on downs to Mount Vernon.
Man, what a defensive struggle this game has been.
3:25 to play here in the third quarter. It's Mount Vernon 7 and Humboldt 3. We'll take a break and come back after this. You're listening to high school playoff football on CRM Live Sports.
Looking for reliable and professional plumbing service in the metro area? Look no further than Evans Plumbing. From the smallest and simplest jobs to large commercial plumbing needs, Evans Plumbing will strive to exceed expectations by ensuring that all plumbing work is done to the highest of standards. Evans Plumbing uses only the highest quality parts and equipment to ensure customer satisfaction is guaranteed, and 24-hour service is available. Evans Plumbing, 5070 18th Avenue Southwest, and at evansmasterplumber.com. Centrally located in downtown Cedar Rapids, Hard Drive Elite is not your traditional fitness center. While other gyms offer one-size-fits-all solutions, HD Elite specializes in crafting individual workouts based on your specific needs. You'll receive one-on-one attention from an experienced trainer who both designs and provides game-changing service to the area's top youth level and college athletes. No matter what your age, when seeking help with your personal fitness goals, contact the professionals at Hard Drive Elite today. No matter where you are in life, Hills Bank is here to help you succeed. Whether you're buying your first house, saving for your child's future, or preparing for retirement, you can count on the people at Hills Bank for the support you need to reach your goals. It's easy to connect with a banker over the phone or on hillsbank.com because we believe banking is better through human connection. Hills Bank is an equal housing lender and FDIC member.
Back at the Unidome in Cedar Falls. Each team holding the other on downs as we have 3:25 to play in the third.
Lance Peterson spent that entire time out talking to the lead official, and I think we all know what he was talking about.
First down. 4 receivers for Mount Vernon. Now they'll put Ryan into the backfield, and he'll get it, looping around the quarterback, angling right, crosses the 35, gets close to the 40-yard line before he was taken down by Owen Hubble, 5'9", 170-pound senior, after a gain of 5, as Ryan is nearing 100 yards.
They haven't been easy. He's had to scrap for everything he's gotten.
92 total yards in the ball game for Henry Ryan.
Talk about a guy that knows how to run north-south and just put little tiny moves in to ensure that he keeps forward momentum going. It's just a classy runner.
9 seconds on the play clock. Second down. Again, the empty backfield and the 4-receiver look. They'll throw it in that direction. Brazzi with the catch at the 45. Breaks one tackle and then taken down with the first down at the 48-yard line. That'll be a gain of 9 and a Mount Vernon first down.
Good buffer there, so it was a safe pass. I'd still like to see him throw deep one, Scott.
19 first downs to 3.
If they went that out and up, I think it's a touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
It's there.
It's coming.
This is so hard to wait.
First and 10, Mustangs 48-yard line. Empty backfield, 5 receivers, 4 out to the right. And they'll throw it that way. Ryan behind blockers, catch 45 to the 50, lowers the shoulder, and gets into Wildcat territory down to the Humboldt 45-yard line.
Boy, you got to love throwing it out to your back, who's got 3 wide receivers blocking for him on the wide side of the field. 2 great seal blocks allowed that to get sprung for Henry.
7 different receivers have caught passes tonight for Mount Vernon. Nothing new right there. Minute 45, clock running, third quarter, 7-3 Mustangs. And Hurd back into the ball game. He'll go behind the quarterback, and he'll get it coming to the right side. He's got a first down as he gets inside the 40 and down to the 39, and that will move the chains for a Mount Vernon first down.
And before he got that ball handed to him, he had quite a motion. He had to go across the front and then came around behind and then split back to the original motion decision again there.
Interesting.
Talk about a little trickeration.
Mount Vernon moves the sticks again for a first down.
And again, empty backfield.
From the 40-yard line, 4 receivers to the left side for Mount Vernon. Now Hurd comes in motion. And again, he'll go behind the quarterback. Actually runs into Romberg. There it is. They're throwing right side, but into double coverage. Good job by Humboldt to knock that one down as it was intended for Jensen Meeker.
It's okay because that sets a tone and a mental cue in the secondary for Humboldt, Scott, that they've got to back off now. They can't come up and be so tight in their coverage. That's a great call by Brad Meester.
That name sounds familiar. Not a bad player in his own right, Brad Meester.
14 years for the Jacksonville Jaguars, an All-American for UNI, and oh, by the way, he played at Appleton Parkersburg.
Knows how to win in the playoffs. Second down and 10, shotgun snap. Romberg being pressured, rolls to the right side, he's going to run, gets to the 35 and close to the first down. He didn't go out of bounds, John.
Boy, he put his shoulder down, and that was what gave him the momentum to get that first down as he went out right at the downs marker.
The 6'2", 185-pound junior with a run of 10 and a Mount Vernon first down.
Yeah, Joy was not going to be denied. He could see exactly where that orange marker was, and he says, nothing's going to stop me from picking this up.
So it'll be first and 10, Mount Vernon again. The Mustangs on the move. At the Humboldt 30-yard line. Been driving all over the place, but still only 7 on the board. Romberg, deep drop. He's going to go deep. The deep slant into coverage and caught by Erickson. At the 5-yard line, first and goal, Mount Vernon.
Boy, how about those soft hands? Had to jump up completely in the air, had a guy draped around him in coverage, and still found a way to bring it down with both hands.
Got hit as he threw it, too, and what a pass by Romberg.
How did he hold on to that? Because he came down on his back, and the back of his helmet hit hard on the turf.
First and goal, Mount Vernon. They're going to go to the wishbone with the 3 backs in there, and they'll toss it to Ryan. And he'll get back to the line and maybe ahead for a yard on what could be the final play of the third quarter. In fact, I think, Lance Peterson is signaling the troops over, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of play. After 3, it is Mount Vernon 7 and Humboldt 3. Fourth quarter around the corner after this on CRM Live Sports.
American Family Insurance agent Kurt Gustafson is committed to inspiring and protecting dreams right here in Cedar Rapids and the surrounding area. He starts by getting to know you and your needs and build a free auto, home, or life insurance quote. By bundling policies, we can often offer a variety of discounts. Whether you're purchasing a car, buying property, managing an investment property, starting a small business, or leaving behind a legacy, we've got your back as you pursue your dreams, and we'll help protect them. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. See Kurt Gustafson Agency of American Family Insurance on Johnson Avenue Southwest, right across from the Johnson Avenue Hy-Vee for more details. The MLB, the NFL, the NHL, what do these 3 have in common? All 3 professional leagues have a chiropractor full-time in every team. Professional athletes use chiropractic care to perform at their highest level. Let the team at Spinal Corrective Center help you play at 100%. Sports chiropractic care is the next level. Chiropractic care improves body function, reaction, and improves player longevity. Call Spinal Corrective Center today at 393-3996 and see Drs. Kretzinger, Kuehl, and Henick and experience sports chiropractic care to perform at the next level. Spinal Corrective Center, 3800 River Ridge Drive Northeast in Cedar Rapids and at spinalcc.org.
Honoring a couple of teachers here between the third and fourth quarter for each school. Always nice to see as we get ready for the fourth quarter through 3. Total yardage in the ball game. You got Mount Vernon 281 to 120 for Humboldt.
Crazy.
But it's only 7-3. It's imperative that Mount Vernon gets 7 here instead of the field goal.
7-3 since the first quarter.
Yep. Into the first quarter was 7-3. Halftime 7-3. Into the third quarter 7-3. Romberg now 20 of 31 for 149 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 picks.
Scott, we were talking about offensive coordinator and line coach for Mount Vernon, Brad Meester, the former Jacksonville Jaguar, had such a tremendous career in the NFL. There's a couple other Mustang players that we should probably shout out here. Of course, the great Tristan Wirfs, who's playing with Tampa Bay. And then there's one who's playing for your Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, God bless Jack Cochran.
The former Coyote. Or Coyote, I guess
It's Coyote. Yes. Second down and goal from the 4 for Mount Vernon. Yeah, Jack's doing a good job, special teams-wise.
Undrafted, and yet, oh, what a story.
Hole number 43 for the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, that wishbone look. Romberg under center. He's going to take it himself. Pushed ahead on the quarterback sneak. Did he get in? Yeah! Touchdown, Mount Vernon.
Boy, how many black jerseys were behind him pushing him in.
What a drive by the Mustangs.
That was a rugby scrum play there. That's just what it was, plain and simple. And it was designed and executed perfectly.
You just don't see many 6'2" quarterbacks going 4 yards. 13-3, and now the all-important extra point to make it an 11-point game. It is up, and it is good by Ben Kroc. And big points finally put on the board by Mount Vernon as they get down to the red zone.
Yes, the 5 trips inside the Humboldt 30 before that all came up empty-handed. And I think that the Mustangs just finally said, that's enough. We're going to get inside that red zone, and we're putting it in and getting 7 this time, and they did.
So now you turn it over to your defense and see if they can seal the deal here and get you back to the state championship game for the first time since 2015.
Yeah, this really puts the onus on Humboldt's offense now, who has not statistically anyway been extremely dangerous to this point in the game. And now I don't want to jinx us, Mustang fans and faithful that are listening, but if the defense can do the same thing they've done here for 3 quarters, things are looking positive right now.
Yes, they are. As Mount Vernon will get ready to kick it away. Already got one championship game set next Thursday night. It'll be the Xavier Saints and the Titans of Lewis Central in the Class 4A championship. We'll be on the air at 6:45 next Thursday night.
Oh, it'd be nice to have 2 teams from Lynn County playing for championships, wouldn't it?
It really would.
With all the emphasis on Central and Western Iowa that we're tired of hearing about.
So it'll be Kroc to kick it away for Mount Vernon from left to right. Here's the approach in the boot. This will be a spinning line driver, and it's going to go out of bounds.
Ooh, that's not what they wanted.
Nope. And that will put the ball at the 35-yard line.
He put kind of a strange spiral. The ball was upright and spinning almost like the globe does. And that's what kicked it out of bounds. He had no intention of doing that. It just came off his foot a little bit wrong.
Our official in the 4A game was a lot more louder than this gentleman. You don't have that microphone placed just right. You just don't hear.
He needs a little more nasal intonation as well.
He needs a little something.
Listen to us being critical.
There we go. 1st and 10 Humboldt, and now down 14-3, and they are in a territory that is unfamiliar to the Wildcats, and that is having to throw the football. They'll put 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. That's Josh Thurm, the 6 foot, 165-pound senior. Mount Vernon shows a 5-man front with 2 linebackers. They'll send Van Pelt in motion. Stutter motion to the left. Ornest to throw. Going to throw in the flat. Detman with the catch. Turns it up and spun out of bounds as he gets to the 40-yard line. as Ryan and Meeker get together to make the stop after the gain of 5. I don't think Orness is going to be able to throw it deep either. This is going to be dink and dime right here. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 coming up, and it stops the clock for Humboldt. Again, 3 receivers, 2 to the right. Shotgun snap, Orness to throw. Now he's going to run. A little stutter move as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Jackson Jaspers, he's had a good game, and we'll pick our player of the game, brought to you by First Federal Credit Union at the end of this one. Also have our play of the game, brought to you by Carpenter's Local 308.
Big hole opened up there, and it's a good thing Jasper stayed home because his solo tackle's what snuffed that.
0 for 6 is Humboldt on 3rd down. Mount Vernon showing blitz. Now Flack will back it off, and now we're going to get a Wildcat timeout.
Yeah, they didn't like that.
So timeout with 11:12 to play here in the ball game. It's Mount Vernon 14 and Humboldt 3. We'll be back after this here on CRM Live Sports.
Your search for healthy, fast casual in the downtown is over. Whether it's a quick bite you're looking for or a freshly made smoothie, Nutrisport and Smoothie has expanded healthy eating in downtown Cedar Rapids. Business professionals as well as gym goers are singing the praises of their freshly made wraps and breakfast bowls, while the smoothie lover can choose from a variety of nutritious fruit and protein options, including your choice of adding the newest frontline supplements. For a fast, healthy, and convenient downtown option, look no further than Nutrisport and Smoothie.
Scott Unash, John Haggerty back in the Unidome in Cedar Falls. Iowa won earlier today. Iowa State fell. UNI off today. They will be at South Dakota. Speaking of the Coyotes and Jack Cochran.
Tremendous career he had for them.
They'll be up at the Dakota Dome next week. And UNI in big need of a win, that's for sure. South Dakota having a little bit of an off year this year. But they will definitely show up on Senior Day at the Dome. A lot of domes in the Missouri Valley Football Conference.
Farther north you go, the more they are found too.
Thank goodness.
Yes. Would Bismarck have 17 inches?
Oh, boy. 3rd down and 5 coming up for Humboldt. Tell you, everybody that's a defensive player is out there right now for Mount Vernon around the coaching staff.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest huddles for a timeout that we've seen out at the numbers.
Lance Peterson and the rest of his coaches coming back to the sideline. 3rd and 5. Mount Vernon crowd up, acknowledging their defense. Slot left side, back to throw. Orness is going to loop it to the near side, one-on-one, and just overshot everybody.
He actually threw that almost into the seats here at the Dome.
Now it's 4th and 5. Do you roll the dice this early? No. They're going to send out the punt team.
Too much time on the clock yet.
5th 3 and out of the ball game for Humboldt. As again, Caden Stimmel will go back, the senior for Mount Vernon. Now keep in mind, the quarterback is the punter. He'll get the snap, and he will kick it away. Low end over end kick. They kick it away from Stimmel. He's just going to let it go. It'll go inside the 20-yard line and roll dead at about the 17.
We talk about the importance of catching the punt in the air, but there's no way that Stimmel had even a chance to pick that up on a bounce.
Now we'll see if Mount Vernon goes a little bit more ground-oriented.
Well, you don't want to tuck your tail too quickly here, though.
True.
You got to play to win the game, and, you don't want to have a quick 3 and out and then maybe have something happen on a bad exchange between the snapper and the punter, or worse yet, a block punter, something that would set up a short field for Humboldt.
1st and 10, 17-yard line for Mount Vernon. This is their worst field position of the ball game. Hurd in the ball game, and he will get it coming left, and he was met immediately. Going to be a loss of a couple. Carson Botany, 6'1", 165-pound senior, shot in there. Now Humboldt's just thinking, hey, they got to run. We're going to play for the run and see what we can do. James Bond right now is the formation, John. As a Bond fan, I'm very happy.
We've seen Robin Hood, too.
We've seen a lot of things. Second down at 12. 10:20 to play in the ball game. They go with the empty backfield. 4 receivers to the right. Romberg looks to throw. Now he's going to run, and oh boy, thrown down by the big 330-pounder Josh Belden.
There's just nothing you can do to the guy. You know, you're not going to move him out of the way. He's too big, and yet he's nimble enough that if you run between the tackles, he gets that kind of stalemate on the first hit, and then he finds a way to wrap you up and take you down.
Looks like he's wearing big old work boots out there, too.
He's just a big Jethro Bluto. I mean, the guy he's a football player.
3rd down 7 for Mount Vernon. They'll stack twins left, stack them right. One set back, long count, Romberg to throw. Deeper drop. Now Romberg rolls the pocket to the right side, being chased, and throws it to Brazzi, but it's going to be shy of the first down. Catch made at the 21-yard line, but only a gain of 1.
Presence of mind by Brazzi there to stay in bounds and not get pushed out. Keep that clock rolling.
Yeah. 3 and out there now for the Humboldt defense. Now let's see if they come after the punt here with Kroc.
Got 20 seconds yet on the play clock here. They need to just be patient and let that run out before they kick.
So it's 4th down. A little more than 5. Play clock at 6. Good snap back. Rugby style kick. Very low.
Line drive.
We'll take a Mount Vernon bounce at the 45 to the 50 and touched up right there. 28-yard punt, but he got it out of there.
Well, at least they took a little time off the clock, but boy, you'd have liked to have seen them move the chains at least once. And now great field position for Humboldt. They're easily their best starting field position of the night on their 9th possession here.
Right at midfield. As Orness will come back out there. Again, our second half brought to you by Epiphany Dermatology and Dr. John Woolner at 5264 Council Street Northeast in Cedar Rapids.
I'd say Dr. Woolner's put away his bike for the season, but I know he's got rollers at home that he rides them in the winter on.
Smart man. 3 receivers, 2 to the right for Orness. He'll roll right, stops, throw back to the left. Thurman leaping catch at the 30. He's inside the 25 and brought down by Meeker as he gets to the 22-yard line for pickup at 28.
Big play there, and it was a throwback completely against the grain and the flow of the play. And for a right-handed quarterback to throw that far back to his left, that's a tough pass, but they converted.
Both of the long pass plays have been that exact route. Roll right, throw back to the left. First down at the 22 of Mount Vernon. Mustangs with 6 in the defensive front. They hand it to Kuhn. He gets to the 20-yard line and down to the 18. As he was taken down by Clayton Flack, the linebacker. As we hit 8 minutes to play in the ball game on a gain of 4.
Well, this is a huge stand for the Mount Vernon defense to play Captain Obvious here, but they've got to shut this down, the touchdown anyway. They could give up a field goal, but at this point in the game, they can't allow 7.
Second down and 6. Shotgun off the fake. Orness throwing back to the middle of the field, and was it caught? No. Yes, it was. Oh, Detman took it away from Erickson at the 7-yard line.
It looked like it was going to be a wrestle away job there, and that's exactly what happened. Down on his hands and knees, the receiver wrestled that ball away.
Erickson actually broke on it in front, and I thought he had it for a moment.
It was very nearly an interception.
First and goal, Humboldt. They've got it on the Mount Vernon 7. 14-3 Mustangs. 7:14 clock running in the ball game. Orness in the handoff. Kuhn up the middle, hit by Jaspers, and gets down inside the 5 to the 3. It's good second effort by Lance Kuhn, as he will go for 4. 81 hard yards for Lance Kuhn.
Such a strong runner. He's got super strong thighs and that low center of gravity. Got hit at the 5 and still kept his feet moving down to the 3.
Second and goal for Humboldt. Wide side of the field to the left. They'll send Van Pelt in motion. They'll hand it off to Kuhn. Hit in the backfield. Visicel was there. Jaspers. Zadok Hollop there as well for Mount Vernon.
It could be a loss of 2.
And it just takes more time off that clock.
This puts ball back at first. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 5 of Mount Vernon.
The Mount Vernon faithful up from Eastern Lynn County. 3rd and goal at the Mount Vernon 5-yard line. They'll put a trip formation to the right. Orness looking that way. Gonna lob it to the right side of the end zone. Jump ball and incomplete. Caught but out of bounds by Detman. Well, do you take your 3 here?
I don't think you do.
Oh, I think I might.
That's what they're going to do, too.
That would get it to a 1-possession game.
Yes, it will. And so that's a good decision. You're right, Scott. And the kicking team is coming out here.
It'll be a 22-yard field goal attempt, as Beach has already made 1. It's going to be no more than an extra point, basically. From the inside the right hash mark. Good snap placement made. Kick on its way. Up and good. And Mount Vernon holds them out of the end zone. 22-yard field goal makes it 14-6 now, with 5:52 to play here in our ball game. And we'll take a quick break. Come back, get you ready for the kickoff right after this here on CRM Live Sports.
The Cedar Rapids Iowa City Building Trades Council represents 18 building trade unions in the corridor. Each union provides skilled workers for construction projects throughout the area. Union workers are highly skilled professionals who are determined to better their communities. The building trades unions are always looking toward the future. Training in registered apprenticeships is available. Visit their website at cricbt.org for more information. The Cedar Rapids Iowa City Building and Trades Council, committed to getting the job done right the first time.
Well, we got ourselves a ball game. We haven't said that too many times in the semifinals. Mount Vernon looking for perhaps an onside kick here. They got everybody up there within the 50-yard line, and it's going to be a deep kick. And it will come down. The only man back there taking it, and that's Jaspers, as Jackson takes it across the 25 to the 26-yard line. And Lance Peterson was thinking they're going to try something here. Did not materialize, though.
Trust, but verified. Ronald Reagan.
Yeah. Mount Vernon, I think you just go back to what got you here.
Well, it's the old cliche, play to win the game, don't play to not lose.
Mount Vernon will have it at the 26-yard line, 1st and 10. Wide side of the field to the left, and they'll hand it off to Ryan, and not much. In fact, he's going to lose a yard. Swallowed up. I tell you, Belden has been everywhere.
This reminds me a little bit of Iowa, where you've got a lead and you know that you can count on your defense. They've had a great game to this point, but you still have got to take a couple of chances offensively here. A first down on this possession would be huge.
Clock running, 5:16 to play in the ball game. Mount Vernon 14, Humboldt 6. Shotgun snap back to Romberg. Going to throw right side and overshot Meeker. Double teamed over there.
And that stops the clock.
Yep. 33rd pass of the night. 21 of 33 now for Joey Romberg tonight. And a huge 3rd down for the Mustangs. And I mean huge.
Humboldt's defense just pinning their ears back and coming hard right now. I would think a little slant pattern could maybe be the elixir here to get this first down.
And they've had success with it.
Just throw a little deeper slant. I think it's there.
3rd and 11. Wildcats showing blitz. 2-1 on the play clock. They get it off. Romberg looking right. Throws into double coverage. Almost picked off by Beach. Tried to get it to Brazzi. And a 3 and out for Mount Vernon.
Man, and hardly any time elapsed off the clock on that possession.
They're going to punt from their own 25 with 5:03 to play.
And the rugby-style punt here has got to be up a little higher than the last couple have, because somebody gets their hand up, that'll get blocked.
Croc to punt. Good snap back and got it away. Higher kick. Not real long. Fair catch called for and made at the 44-yard line. 31-yard punt and no return. 4:57 to play, and oh boy.
Well, you're putting it in the hands of your defense right now, and Uncle Mo right now is wearing a white jersey with Wildcats on it.
Yeah, it is.
But Mustangs clinging to that 14-6 lead. 4:57 in this game.
From the 44-yard line, Humboldt will have it. One-score game, they're down 8. They need a touchdown and a two-pointer to tie. They'll put Detman in the slot right. 2 receivers that way, 1 to the left. Mount Vernon coming with the blitz. Orness rolls right, going to throw deep down the middle of the field. Caught over the shoulder catch at the 20 and down to the 16-yard line is Corey Detman. And they're getting the last couple of drives, they've gotten behind the Mount Vernon defense. 39 yards on the pass and catch.
And we've seen that play before, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Third time.
Erickson made the touchdown-saving grab, and now we're going to get a timeout defensively for Mount Vernon. 4:35 to play here in the ball game. And Mount Vernon clinging to a 14-6 lead over Humboldt. We'll be back to the Unidome after this here on CRM Live Sports.
End your search for your favorite restaurant in Cedar Rapids. Come to Emil's Hideaway. Emil's is the home for the best tasting American food around. Choose from your favorites: chicken, pasta dishes, pizzas, burgers, and fries. Whether you're bringing the whole family for a meal or wetting your whistle at our fully stocked bar, there's something to satisfy all ages and tastes at our classic American local restaurant. Need catering for your next party or event? Emil's has that too. Call them for details. Emil's Hideaway, open Monday through Saturday at 4 p.m., is right next to Home Depot and across from Lindale Mall on 1st Avenue Southeast in Cedar Rapids.
14-6 Mount Vernon lead, but they're clinging to it, as Humboldt will have a first down at 10 at the Mustangs 16-yard line. Down 14-6. And still plenty of time. 4:35 remaining in the ball game. Kuhn in the backfield. 3 receivers, 2 left, 1 right. Orness going to throw the quick out. Detman on the catch on an island and taken down on a good solo tackle by Henry Ryan right at the line of scrimmage. 5th catch of the night for Detman. And it'll be 2nd and 10. Well, Humboldt bent but did not break in the first half, John. Now it's Mount Vernon in the 4th quarter that's bending but hopefully not breaking. Actually going to say a loss of 1 on that play. So it'll be 2nd down and 11. Here comes the Mount Vernon blitz. Handoff to Kuhn, hit the backfield, slips away, spins. There's a block, and Kuhn going to lose a ton of yardage. Back to the 30-yard line. It's going to be a loss of 14.
Great penetration allowed that handoff to be met in the backfield. And then when Lance Kuhn found a way to get by a spin move off of that, he ran laterally and got outside the hash marks on the wide side of the field, but was chased down from behind for a big loss.
Cardell Berry was the one that really gummed it up to start. 12.
That, just what the doctor ordered defensively for Mount Vernon.
And timeout going to be taken by Humboldt with 3:15 to play here in the ball game. They're facing a 3rd down and 24 at their own at the Mount Vernon 30. Now, if you're the Mustangs, you just cannot let anybody get behind you, like has happened in the 4th quarter on a couple of occasions.
Yep, 3rd down and 24 to go with the ball on the 30-yard line of Mount Vernon here. Got to keep everything in front of you. Can't let anything deep. you can let a little something go short here on third down, but this is 4-down territory and must do for Humboldt. So they've got to have it. They've got to find some way to go 25 yards in 2 plays.
Lance Peterson and his defensive coaches up there talking with the D. Winner gets Harlan in the state championship game. That'll be coming up on Friday afternoon of next week. Well, we'll see if what Humboldt elects to do right here. Coach Ellman, is he going to try to get a little chunk of this and then go for it on fourth? Or is he going to go for the bundle here? Third down, drop, snap, it's loose. It's picked up by Kuhn. Now he's in trouble. He's spinning backwards and going to get it down for a big loss again.
Oh, and he gets up and spikes the ball. They could have thrown a flag for unsportsmanlike on that, and they chose not to.
So that's going to be a loss of 12, and boy, 2:56 and only 1 timeout. You got to go for it here?
Yeah, you've got to. They've only got 1 timeout left.
And the clock is running, 2:40. They need to get to the Mount Vernon 6. Mount Vernon's got a safety way back at the 20. Orness to throw, sends 4 guys deep. Gonna throw into double coverage, and it's intercepted by Henry Ryan, but at the 1-yard line.
Oh, no, Henry. No.
Oh.
Congratulations on the interception, but
you should have hit it down.
You should have just knocked it down. You have the ball up in 40-yard line.
And they're going to mark it at the 2.
You know, it's hard for me to be critical because when you've got the sure beat on it, what are these guys trained to do every day in practice, Scott? If you can get the interception, you get it.
Yep.
But that just wasn't the case on this play. It's a natural instinct for Henry to do that, okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Unfortunately, he just didn't fall into the end zone for the touchback.
2-yard line. Mount Vernon will run the wishbone. Right out of there. Let's see if Romberg on the keeper. Yep, he's going to be a quarterback sneak and looking him out to the 10-yard line. That gets you 8 yards right away.
We'll take it.
Oh, we got an injured. Oh, it's Romberg. He's down.
Oh, boy.
After the gain of 8.
You know, we see that play so often in all levels anymore where you've got a couple of the big beefy guys behind the running back or the quarterback in this case, and they try and push them ahead for as much yardage as they can. And then when they go down to the turf, Scott, it's a wonder at all levels that there aren't more injuries than there are on that play because it's like rugby in that sense.
It really is. I'm hoping he just oh, boy. Belden came in late and just absolutely walloped him while he was on the football. And
oh, the Mount Vernon fans are not happy with that at all.
I'm hoping that it's just the wind knocked out of him because he was right on top of the football.
And he was kicking his legs pretty healthily there in pain immediately, too. So I don't think it was a knee or an ankle issue.
No, I like I said, I hope it's just going to be that the breath got knocked out of him.
But he's coming out for at least one play.
Yep, he is up. Romberg's going to come out.
Kind of got his hand up on his face mask, and now it's down on his shoulder pads.
Wonder if the ball went underneath and kind of went in that high in that throat area.
It might have. He might have got hit by one of the tip of the ball in his throat.
And that it doesn't feel good at all. So now Holub.
Going to have a little Wildcat.
Yeah, we're going to have Ryan there. Holub came in, but it's going to be Henry Ryan on this second down play as they look at Romberg. Ryan, usual tailback's going to get it. Long count. He's going to just take it himself off the left side. Stretches for a first down. Big first down for Mount Vernon.
And that's what they haven't had on the last 2 possessions. They got to find a way to move those chains. Humboldt with one more timeout as we're under 2 minutes and the clock is running.
1:45. One more first down will ice it for Mount Vernon. We'll have the Plum Supply Kitchens and Baths postgame for you at the end of this one. 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Again, Ryan in the Wildcat, taking that play clock all the way down. Same play off the left side, and hit and brought down after a gain of a yard, and they will use their final timeout with 1:21. So here comes the timeout for Humboldt. And so far, no Joey Romberg coming back out there. Good to see Clark Younggreen out there. Of course, he's out for the season with that leg injury.
Yeah, went out with the captains for the coin toss, though.
And he might even be in there in the goal line situations. They have given it to Younggreen before. Winner gets Harlan coming up in the championship game on Friday. It'll be 2nd down and 9 coming up for the Mustangs without their quarterback at the 15-yard line.
If they could find a way to get 9, make that 10 more yards here and move the chains, that will effectively take care of this game.
What if you try something like I mean, you don't really want to try something, though, at this stage.
With your quarterback out, your choices kind of get limited, don't they?
Yep. So here come the Mustangs back out there. Would not be surprised to see everybody coming up in the box for Humboldt. Basically, they have 9 right now. 2nd down and 9. Ryan will stay in the shotgun. Play clock at 9. Calling signals, gets it. He's going to sweep the right side, lowers his shoulder, and gets to the 20. Good run there, and I think that puts Ryan over 100. Yes, 102 now. You get 4 yards, game's over, John.
At the 20, got to get to the 24 to move these chains and ice this game. If you don't, then you've got to make sure that you have the best punt of your season.
Oh, yeah.
And the coverage has to be solid as well. And then your defense has got to find a way to keep everything in front of them.
Mount Vernon may use a timeout here. In fact, Lance Peterson is right next to the official. And there it is, timeout Mount Vernon with 35 seconds to play as they've got a 3rd down coming up, 3rd and 4. Still do not see Joey Romberg. So Ryan's going to play out the rest of this game. 14-6. Mount Vernon has done a lot offensively, have not scored though. Have dominated for the most part statistically, time of possession wise as well. But Humboldt's defense, the ultimate bend but don't break.
So whatever you've got up your sleeve and your bag of tricks for a Wildcat formation because your quarterback's out, you've got to get 4 yards right here. And if you don't, then you've got to have your punt team as solid and get off the best punt and coverage as you can. Here's Romberg on the big screen. He's sitting down on the bench with his helmet off.
So that means he's not coming back in. 3rd down, and Mount Vernon just going to go into a kneel down, and yeah, that's going to do it. That's going to do it. Humboldt doesn't have a timeout.
That's right, because it's 40 seconds, and that's right, it will do it.
Romberg's going to go back under 100, or make that Ryan, but I don't think he cares. As Mount Vernon is going to the championship for the first time in 7 years. 14-6 as the Mustangs will go to the championship unbeaten at 12-0. Boy, they had to earn this one.
Ooh, white knuckles at the end.
Absolutely. And it will be a rematch, as a matter of fact, of the 2015 state championship game. As Mount Vernon will meet Harlan next Friday, right back here at the Unidome in Cedar Falls. Final score, Mount Vernon 14 and Humboldt 6. We'll take a break. We'll come back and have the Plum Supply Kitchens and Baths postgame show for you right after this here on CRM Live Sports.
Cedar Rapids Millwork, providing outstanding service to Eastern Iowa for over 50 years. Quality products, including windows, doors, moldings, hardware, stair parts, specialties, and cabinets. Locally owned and operated, Cedar Rapids Millwork has in-house production, providing innovative quality services for contractors and their customers of the corridor. Cedar Rapids Millwork, 1950 Progress Drive in Hiawatha, and online at cedarrapidsmillwork.com. Does your business need signs, nameplates, or name badges? Looking to recognize an employee, athlete, or student for a job well done, or promote your next big event? Letter Perfect in Cedar Rapids has what you need to identify, recognize, and promote. ADA-compliant office signs, industrial signs, full-color signs, dimensional letters, personalized plaques, and awards of all kinds, and thousands of items to customize with your company logo to promote your business. Letter Perfect, 5412 Centerpoint Road Northeast, and online at letperfect.com.
Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful. Plumbing fixtures, a great variety. Transform your home with Plum Supply. Our kitchen designs are amazing. Our service is priceless. Plum Supply. Touch and see. Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
Back at the Unidome, where the semifinal trophy presentation will take place to the Humboldt Wildcats. Both teams going through the handshake line. Mount Vernon with a 14-6 victory in this one over Humboldt. Scott Unesh, John Haggerty back with you. And a great start for Mount Vernon. Just moved the ball up and down the field, but could not get any points. And after that, they turned it over to the defense. They bent a little, did not break. And two big losses on what turned out to be the final drive for Humboldt. That sealed the game.
And we knew from the beginning, we talked about this in the pregame, that this was going to be a tightly contested match, and it certainly was. Credit Humboldt, they had a fine season. They're getting their just dues now with their semifinal trophy that they can proudly take back to their school. But Mount Vernon, just the better team. There's just no doubt about it. Probably didn't have to be this close necessarily. They had 5 trips deep inside Humboldt territory that came away empty-handed. Probably could have made it a little easier on themselves. But in reality, it doesn't matter, Scott. The only thing that matters is that they held on to more points at the end of the game when the clock expired, and they're going to the championship game.
They're going to the championship indeed, as Mount Vernon will try to add to the trophy case. Joey Romberg is up. He's got the helmet back on, and that's good to see. And we'll have to wait and see, talking to Lance Peterson, what have you. I hope it was just something that got the wind knocked out of him, or that point of the ball came
some
up
kind of a bruise in the neck area maybe.
Yeah, because obviously against Harlan, you're going to need all the weapons you can have. And boy, you talk about, and we'll preview it, but it is going to be an absolute shootout at the OK Corral next Friday afternoon.
Oh boy, could be a long game
Could
too.
be a 4-hour job. I would scrape some time next week at 1 o'clock.
Yes,
because that's going to be a tremendous game, no doubt about it. As Mount Vernon and Harlan will go toe-to-toe in that one. Let's take a look at the scoring in our ball game tonight. Mount Vernon scored on their very first drive of the ball game. They went 70 yards in 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Joey Romberg, the pass to Brady Erickson from 18 yards out, and the extra point was good. That made it 7-0. Stayed that way until the 4:07 mark of the first quarter, when Trevor Beach kicked the first of his 2 field goals, as that one came from 33 yards out. Made the score 7-3. It stayed that way at halftime. Mount Vernon had it 3 times inside the red zone, and came away with no points as far as that ball game, the first half, was concerned. Second half, Mount Vernon took a 14-3 lead early in the fourth quarter, the first play of the fourth quarter, when Joey Romberg went on a 4-yard quarterback sneak, and that made the score 14-3. And then things got interesting. Trevor Beach kicked a 22-yard field goal for Humboldt, made it 14-6. Held Mount Vernon to a 3-and-out, got the ball back, and took it deep into Mount Vernon territory, but a couple of running losses really doomed the Wildcats at that point. They had to go for it on 4th down and long. Henry Ryan made the interception at the 2-yard line, and Mount Vernon got the first down they needed, ran out the clock, and that was the ball game. Let's take a look at the final numbers here. Total yardage unofficially, I've got Mount Vernon with 302 yards to 183 in the ball game for Humboldt tonight. Mount Vernon, how about this for balance? 152 in the ground, 150 through the air. Joey Romberg, I've got him 20 of 33 for 150 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and did get dinged up there at the end of the ball game. Check that. I have him 20 of 34 in the ball game for 150 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. For Mount Vernon, they were led by Brady Erickson tonight with 6 grabs for 63 yards. Brazzi caught 4 for 31. Stimmel caught 4 for 19. Deeb caught 2 for 14. Meeker caught 2 for 15. Ryan caught 2 for 12, and Hollop caught 1 in the ball game. On the ground, Henry Ryan was 20 carries for 98 yards. I think they're using the college statistical model here, John, because in high school it doesn't go down as a team loss if you take a loss. They got him officially for 104 yards. I had him for 20 carries and 98 yards. Romberg, 8 carries, 33 yards and a touchdown. Jackson Hurd, 5 carries for 26 yards in the ball game. For Humboldt, 183 total yards, 52 on the ground, 131 through the air. Will Orness was 9 of 17 for 131 yards and 2 interceptions in the ball game. Got sacked once in the ball game tonight. Detman had 5 catches for 52 yards, 2 catches for Thurm for 45. Beach and Van Pelt had a catch apiece in the ball game. On the ground, they've got Lance Kuhn, and I do as well. I have 15 carries for 65 yards, and they have Orness with one of those lost carries, but I had both of those with Kuhn. But at any rate, they end up with 52 total yards on the ground and 131 through the air. First downs, 18 for Mount Vernon, 6 for Humboldt in the ball game. Penalties, 4 for Humboldt for a total of 40 yards. Mount Vernon penalized also 4 times for a total of 35 yards. 2 turnovers for each team. Mount Vernon tonight on 3rd down conversions, they were 2 of 12. 0 for 8 I had for Humboldt. Big stat in the ball game right there. Humboldt was 0 for 2 on 4th down tries, while Mount Vernon was 2 for 4. Time of possession one-sided for the Mustangs. 29 minutes, 14 seconds to 18:46 in the ball game for Humboldt. But you'd like to see more points on the board, but I tell you what, it was a good overall team win for the Mount Vernon Mustangs.
Yeah, all that matters at this point is that you have one more on the scoreboard than your opponent, because you want to move on to that championship game, and now they're going to go home a little bit tired for sure, sore, honestly, yes, but they've got a week to get ready for this next game, and you know, it's a chance to make history for Mount Vernon yet again, and things just going Mount Vernon's way athletically right now. Great volleyball fall for the girls. Cross country, my goodness. You just feel so good for the boys, and you always feel bad for the loser. But in our case, we get to come back, and hopefully Eastern Iowa can get 2 championships for Lynn County here a week from today.
We'll talk about that. So when we come back, we'll also have our play of the game and our player of the game as well. Mount Vernon 14 and Humboldt 6. And we will take a break, come back, have more from the Unidome after this here on CRM Live Sports and CRMLiveSports.com.
Carpenters Local 308 in Cedar Rapids is a member of the North Central States Regional Council of Carpenters, representing nearly 27,000 members and their families in the upper Midwest. The union is dedicated to protecting and elevating the economic and social conditions of all workers and to provide our industry with the best trained, most productive, and safest workforce available. Carpenters Local 308 is always looking for new workers to join their ranks. Apprenticeship classes and training are available for you to become a skilled worker for your career. More information on Carpenters Local 308 is available at carpenterslocal308.org. First Federal Credit Union has been helping homeowners for almost a century. Options are crucial when it comes to a first-time home purchase, mortgage refinancing, or a bill consolidation loan. Being able to select the absolute best loan for your situation can literally save you thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or an experienced homeowner, First Federal Credit Union will work to find the solution that is right for you. Learn more at firstfedcu.com. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Back one final time at the Unidome in Cedar Falls. Mount Vernon wins this 3A semifinal 14-6 over Humboldt. And we'll take on Harlan, and we'll talk about that coming up here in just a little bit. But we need to pick our First Federal Credit Union player of the game. It's brought to you by First Federal Credit Union, online at firstfedcu.com. They're proud to support high school sports, auto loans, checking, and the best savings rates in town. Find them at First Federal Credit Union. And, boy, you can go a lot of ways as far as this game is concerned, John. Anything jump out at you? I'll ask you first.
Well, the guy that was the maestro of this whole thing was Joey Romberg. He spread the wealth around to how many different receivers, did
7.
you say? You know, he had some key runs. He actually scored one of the touchdowns when it came time for the key rushing play to get him out of the kitchen down there. Paid the price for it by getting injured and not being able to finish the game. But, you know, Henry Ryan had himself a 100-yard rushing game. Some great defensive efforts in there. I don't know. This is cast of characters just did the job tonight.
Yeah, they really did. And, yeah, you can give a lot. And defensively, I mean, Cardell Berry had a really good game, I thought, defensively for this Mount Vernon team. But we're going to go with Joey Romberg, the quarterback, for our player of the game, brought to you by First Federal Credit Union. 20 of 34, 150 yards and a touchdown, had 2 interceptions, and had a touchdown rushing as well in the ball game tonight. So congratulations to the junior quarterback. That's going to be the big question of the week. And everybody around Mount Vernon in eastern Lynn County is going to be asking about Joey Romberg's health this week.
That's right. And, you know, they've got one less day than they had this time around. It'll only be 6 days instead of 7 next week.
Yeah, and basically 5 because you play on Friday afternoon.
That's right.
So, yeah, that's going to be a little different wrinkle right there. But it's a wrinkle I think that they're pretty darn happy about.
No doubt.
As far as Mount Vernon is concerned. We need to pick our play of the game as well. It is brought to you by Carpenters Local 308, dedicated to protecting their workers and providing the best trained workforce available. Check them out at carpenterslocal308.org, and apprenticeship classes and training are available at Carpenters Local 308. And boy, I think you got to go to those 2 lost plays back-to-back, John. On the last drive by Humboldt, they had themselves a manageable 3rd down play. And the snap was fumbled, jumped up to Kuhn. He tried to kick it to the outside, couldn't do it. And then
yeah, it ended up being like a 15, 20-yard loss, wasn't it?
That was a key play in the game because you took Humboldt out of a manageable 3rd or 4th down situation and put them into something that they don't like to do.
That's right. It took them their ability to kind of have the destiny in their own hands with some plays that they could have called that are right in their wheelhouse, took it completely away from them.
So that will be our play of the game. That third down play defensively for Mount Vernon that took Humboldt out of the red zone and made things a whole lot tougher to try to tie this game up. That is our play of the game, brought to you by Carpenters Local 308. Well, Harlan and Mount Vernon, let's talk about that. We know what Harlan can do. They are an aerial circus, and they've got perhaps, we're going to see the best two quarterbacks, we hope, in Class 3A. Tegan Kasperbauer, 6'2", 200 pounds. He's going to play college football. He's a senior. They've got Aiden Hall, 6'2", 200-pounder, that's headed to Iowa State, who is very, very fast. They've got 3 running backs. They got about 3 receivers for Harlan. And they're going for their 14th state championship.
The tradition is there. There's no doubt about that. And we had the good fortune to be able to watch almost that entire first game tonight. And, Scott, how many times did we see Harlan break off a big pass or a big run? Their big playmaking ability is what scares me the most. The second thing that scares me is the physicality with which they play defense and special teams. They're nasty, and they're big, and they're strong.
Swagger.
And they do. They've got the swagger. Those guys, I swear to God, if you live in the Harlan Community School District, when you're born, they put a football in your bassinet with you. They just do, and that's – I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying they've got the football pedigree over there. And basically what that means is they come out and want to hit you hard, and they want to play tough-nosed ball. But, yeah, they're a big play team, too, so Mustangs going to have their work cut out for them.
But they give up points. So I think Mount Vernon can score on them. And like I said, this could be a score-a-thon in a 4-hour game coming up on Friday afternoon. So State might not be too happy.
Better bring a ham sandwich along with me.
We better bring something as far as that is concerned. But that will be coming up on Friday afternoon of next week. And we'll start things off on Thursday night as we will have the Class 4A state championship game here on CRM Live Sports. 6:45. We know we're going to be on at 6:45 because UNI is practicing between the two games, the one early on Thursday and the Xavier Lewis Central tilt. So we know we're going to be on the air at 6:45 for about a 7:10 kickoff as Xavier and Lewis Central. It was so good last year. They're going to do her again. Let's hope the lights stay on this time and see what can happen.
So we just hit 10 o'clock during our last break, and I was watching the clock on the scoreboard, and when it ticked 10 o'clock, a series of lights went around the edge of the dome, and the walkway around the edge of the dome all went out. So I think that explains maybe what happened last year. One little switch here or there turned them all off.
Let's hope for not a replay of that.
Yeah, it's not going to happen this time.
No, not going to happen.
The facilities manager will not, under any circumstances, let that happen again.
No, but Xavier Lewis Central next Thursday night at 6:45. Right back here then on Friday for a 12:45 kick, or 12:45 pregame, 1:10 kick, as it will be Mount Vernon taking on Harlan in the 3A state championship. Always good to be at the Dome. Always good to have not one, but two and multiple state championship games to do.
Yes, and we have had them in the past, but not as many as we'd like. This is a special year, and we're very, very happy to be able to bring these to you.
Yeah. Thanks to all the Mount Vernon folks for tuning in tonight. Thanks for, as well, to our great sponsors here on CRMLiveSports.com. Check them out on our webpage. You can also go back and listen to this game on our webpage as well at CRMLiveSports.com. And again, we'll be with you next Thursday night at 6:45 as Xavier will take on Lewis Central, and then Mount Vernon and Harlan coming up on Friday at 12:45. John Haggerty, Scott Unash saying so long from the Unidome at Cedar Falls, and the final score of this 3A state semifinal, your Mount Vernon Mustangs 14 and Humboldt 6. So long from